Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. Deadline day. Deadline. Well, it's not even deadline day at this point. It's deadline 2.5 hours. That's how much time we have. It's 4:30. We're going until 5:30, 6:30, 7 o'clock. And that is when the deadline finishes for Chelsea and all other clubs in England to finish their business. So listen, it's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long stream, couple of hours, but I'm here for it and I'm ready and I am prepared. And after what happened last night, even more news that we didn't even know about came up. We now know we have updates on Nicholas Jackson. We have updates on Mark Guiu. Potentially, if I'm not wrong, I think it might be finalized. I need to double check. I think Mark Guehi as well, which also affects Chelsea because we get a fee out of that. So that helps in terms of raising funds. What else? Tyrique George, Buonanotte. All of these, this is all last minute, guys. It's all stuff that's happening late on. And we're going to cover it all. We're going to cover everything. And as the show goes on, we're going to have some guests joining us as well. Kev will be joining us in about an hour. I've invited Darmesh on the show later. I've also invited Matt Dav. So we will see if he joins us. I can't guarantee if he will, but he's been invited. So maybe we'll have another guest there. And yes, I've even got a snack. I've got a munch bar. So when I really struggle, I'll have a little boost with that. But get the popcorn out, people. This is going to be a very interesting stream. Obviously, we're going to talk about Chelsea. That's the main topic. But we'll also touch on other things because ultimately, if you're looking at what Liverpool are doing and all these other clubs, especially in the Prem, it does affect us because we're going to have to play them at some point. And especially, our top four, all the teams in the top six, really, those are the ones that directly impact us in terms of how much they strengthen or weaken. So very, very intriguing to see what Chelsea are going to do in this market. In the next 2.5 hours. And yes, we're just going to break it down as best as we can. I know a lot of people are unhappy. So again, you have every opportunity, guys, to give your opinion on that. I will allow people to jump on with super chats. So if you have a super chat of £5 or more, I will let you jump on and give your opinion with regards to what's going on for Chelsea. So anyone is welcome to jump on. Obviously, you won't be on for the whole stream, but I'll give you, a segment, and you're more than welcome to give your opinion. But any support is helpful, regardless of how you do it. If you can smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, it all helps. And let's get straight into it. I'll go through a few comments first, and then we'll just crack on. Big up to Dead in the Water, Harry as well. Good to see you, mate. Asher, always a pleasure. Jordan, good to see you. Brent says, why aren't we in for Ismail Assar? I'll be honest with you, mate. That's the first time I've heard that suggestion. I don't know. Good evening from Cyprus, says George. Harry says the board are letting Maresca down. Z-Hop, get your snacks and buckle in. Big up to you. Good evening from Tanzania. Hello, Ulimwengu. I hope you're doing well. Spurs have had a better window than Chelsea, according to Stephen. Are we getting rid of any rubbish like Sterling? Again, mate, we're going to go through. I think that, listen, again, we've got 2.5 hours. A lot can happen in 2.5 hours. Think about what people at the club are going to be doing. There are going to be a lot of phone calls. They're going to be on the phone all the time, right, basically. And especially if we're looking at a domestic transfer, and I'm looking at Sterling, I'm thinking about Sterling when I say that. He's not going to travel very far to have a medical for Fulham. It's all in London. So I don't know how long a medical takes. I think you can get a medical done in probably an hour. That's my best guess. I mean, if you're really rushing it. So Yeah, I think maybe there could be something that happens there, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, don't count on Matt jumping on the stream. Don't count on it. But he's been invited. He has been invited. Buonanotte is finally a Chelsea player. Yeah, we're going to talk about Tyrique George as well. Big up to Richard as well. Kellyman to League One Cardiff on loan. Oh my God. What's the deal about Bastoni? Well, great. There's no deal. That's the deal. I literally watched him play. Was it last night? He played for Inter and they lost to Udinese. They lost 2-1. As far as I was aware, Bastoni had quite a bad game. It looked on the ball, at least. He wasn't particularly great from what I saw. But no, I don't think there's anything happening with Bastoni, guys. Nothing's happening there. Big up to Will. I hope you're doing well. I think it's not a very bad market, but it could have gone much better, especially buying a left centre back that can actually play and build up with his left foot. I mean, I don't deny that. We definitely could have used something there in that position, but you got to take the rough and the smooth. I mean, let's just get into it, guys, because I think this is going to move quite quickly. I don't want to fall behind. I know I've done that before, so let's just crack on and see what we can go through. So we had an update from DiMarzio saying that Chelsea are considering a move for Santi Jimenez. DiMarzio is an Italian source. And then not long after that, it wasn't long whatsoever, we then had another update from Fabrizio Romano saying Chelsea are not interested in Jimenez. So that news, that information is concrete according to Fabrizio Romano. He doesn't think we're in for him. So we haven't had anything there. And listen, Fabrizio is very, very busy, but there is not a here we go, but a here we go again. I mean, what the hell is going on, guys? Look at this deal. Chelsea and Bayern Munich have sealed a new agreement for the Nicholas Jackson deal, and it's done. A loan plus a buy clause with a new element of obligation to buy included in the deal for 2026, as Chelsea wanted. Jackson has already agreed a 5-year deal at Bayern with a £16.5 million loan fee. Here we go again. So I thought this was done. I thought this is totally out of question. But Jackson is seems like he's almost certainly going to be a Bayern Munich player. I mean, why else would he have agreed a 5-year deal with Bayern if it wasn't going to be permanent? But again, I mean, I want to understand every element of, you know, what we're talking about, because I don't want to get it wrong, guys. I want to make sure that we give you the most accurate information we can. So let's dive into it. Put some questions in the chat as well if you want me to answer them. I'm going to get some polls running as well. I want to know your opinion on this deal. Are you happy with Nicholas Jackson going to Bayern Munich? Do you think that actually we're shooting ourselves in the foot because Delap's injured? You've got at least 8 weeks of recovery time there, and that's with the potential that it might take him even longer. You've recalled Mark Guiu, who is still a striker, so that bolsters your depth a little bit. But if we look at last season, we ended up starting Pedro Neto over Mark Guiu when we needed a striker. So is that going to be the same this season? In that case, does that not make Mark Guiu a pretty pointless signing? And then obviously we're looking at everything else with that side because we were linked with a Sporting striker as well. So where do we take this, guys? Like, how are we feeling about everything that's going on at the moment? Conrad Harder, that was the player, 20-year-old Danish centre forward at Sporting. So multiple outlets say Chelsea made inquiries, but he's going to join Leipzig apparently, and he's turned Chelsea down. So I don't think there can be any criticisms from Chelsea not getting that deal done because the players just said, I don't want to go. So that's the situation there. Okay, let's see what we're saying. Jackson, we did more than double our profit based on the entire mark. The fee is around 70 million in total. I mean, it's a lot of money. Jimenez is out from AC Milan, probably hasn't looked good for club or country. With the striker situation, why didn't we go for Kolo Muani? He's going to Spurs on loan, probably because he doesn't feel valued. That's the main thing that I could think with a player like Muani. He's gone from PSG to Spurs, and Spurs have Solanke, obviously, but and Richarlison. But I do think that Muani will probably feel confident in Spurs that he's going to start. Can you say the same if he came to Chelsea? Would he start ahead of João Pedro if he was fit? Would he start ahead of Delap? I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I'm putting it out there. Maybe that's one of the reasons that deal hasn't happened. But also, I mean, I haven't heard of any interest from Chelsea, so it takes two to tango. Do you think we will sign anyone else in the window as there's a couple of hours left? I still think we need a defender and a goalkeeper. Hard to say, Henry. Like, the thing is, goalkeeper, I can categorically say no. It's not going to happen. Defender, I would probably also say no again. But maybe there's another signing that we don't even know about that could be on the horizon. I mean, look at where this Jackson deal's come from. We thought the deal was off. And then we're getting a here we go again. What the hell is that? When was the last time we had a here we go again? So as it stands, I think that we need to just be aware of what's going on. And as long as we can keep up with it all, we'll have a better idea. But it wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea went and signed another player. It wouldn't surprise me if Chelsea brought in a striker on a loan deal. It wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened. Arsenal are looking at Julian Draxler. Where's that from? James is happy with the Jackson deal. Great for both sides, says Z-Hop. Make money, get someone who didn't want to be here any longer. If Chelsea only have João and Guiu, then maybe they feel Delap's injury isn't that bad. Remember, João, unfortunately, is an injury-prone player. In my opinion, I hope he stays healthy. He'll bag 30. So far, so good. Hook says we can get Morgan Rogers. I doubt that. Don't see that one happening. Disasi to Palace. Do I think we need another cam? No, I don't. I don't think we need another cam. I think we're absolutely fine in that regard. I don't think there's anything else to say there. So a little update. Let's have a look at this. Okay. So based on what I'm seeing at the moment, multiple outlets report that Chelsea and Bayern have re-agreed terms, an initial season-long loan with an obligation to buy next summer. The revised package is widely reported at 70 million, 0.5 pounds in total. So that's 81 million and a half euros. That's a 16.5 million euro loan fee plus a 65 million obligation in summer of 2026. Jackson is in Munich. he's doing the medical formalities. He's already done it. A club announcement is the final step. Jesus. So when we look at how the deal unfolded, this comes from Saturday and it goes on to today. So on Saturday morning, Chelsea accepted Bayern Munich's proposal, which was a record loan deal at £13 million, 15 million euros, with an option to buy for £56 million or 65 million euros. So then Jackson went off to Germany. He flew there. On the Saturday afternoon, Chelsea were playing Fulham and Delap pulled his hamstring. And then Chelsea decided to pull out of the loan with Jackson minutes after he landed in Germany. On the 31st of August in the evening, Bayern then called the deal off because Chelsea only wanted a permanent transfer and they were prepared to move on. But Jackson stayed in Munich hoping for a solution. And then today, the talks restarted. A new deal's been struck with an increased loan fee, which went up from 15 million euros to 16.5 million euros, and now an obligation, not just an option to buy, for 65 million pounds, which is again euros. Sorry, so that's 81 million and a half euros as a package, including the loan, and 70.5 million pounds. So, what does the structure mean from a financial point of view? So it means for Chelsea, it's cash now, certainty later. They book a hefty loan fee now. So that's locked in. That's a guaranteed sale as well for 2026 via the obligation. So that smooths things out for PSR across seasons instead of taking all of the money in one hit. In terms of the squad knock-on, obviously, it does force short-term coverage from João Pedro. And that's why we've ended up recalling Mark Guiu from Sunderland. We can talk about him as well, because I know a lot of people are unhappy about that. Yes. For Bayern Munich, it's basically just another option up top because they don't really have much cover for Kane. So it seems to be that's one of the reasons they've done this deal. We're just waiting for a formal announcement from the clubs. But yeah, hopefully that clears up a little bit of information regarding the Jackson deal. I will keep me posted in the comments as well, guys, because if anything pops up, I don't want to miss it. I'm going to try and move as quickly as I can, but at the same time, I'm gonna go through in as much detail as I can, because I think it's really important that we actually not just know what's going on, but understand why it's happening. So really, really important to see what the details are with that. We'll kind of go back and forth between deals as well if we need to, just to stay up to date, because I think that I want to get this stuff as it comes. West Ham want to sign Axel Disasi. No agreement at this stage, and time is running out. This is according to Fabrice Hawkins, if I'm not wrong. He's a French. Yes, he's a French journalist. So do I think that would be a good signing for West Ham? Probably would be, if I'm honest. So that would not surprise me if Disasi ended up going to West Ham. Let's get cracking with these polls as well, guys, because we have a lot to get through, and I want to get your opinion on what's happening at the moment as well. Okay, let's. Okay, let's start off with the Jackson deal. What is your stance on this? I want to know how you feel about the Jackson deal, okay? Great business, good for the not good for the squad. We need depth, or are you not sure how you feel? Okay, so let me know in the poll how you feel, and we're going to revisit that very shortly. If you are on YouTube or X as well, you can support this. You can support the channel by liking the video, subscribing. I see on YouTube we've got almost 150 of you. We haven't even reached 50 likes. So let's get straight up there, guys. I want to get up to triple digits as early as we can. I have never done a stream this long. I'm not generally a streamer, but I'm getting into it more. I'm happy to do it. I can understand why people like it as well, because then you get everything, you know, a much sooner time. Why would you wait for a video when you can just watch it live? But yeah, smash that like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. You could see Jackson getting more games than Kane. That's an interesting take. God, we haven't even spoken about Tyrique George, have we? We haven't even spoken about Tyrique George. We'll move. Tyrique George will be the next one. Then we'll go on to Tyrique George after we've done this poll. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay. It is also just important to know with the Nicholas Jackson deal, that obligation to buy will only come into effect if he plays a very high number of games for Bayern Munich next season. But based on the fact that he's already agreed, I mean, this is according to Bild. I don't know how reliable they are. They got 2 million followers, so they've obviously got some clout in Germany. I mean, what's a very high a number of games? 30 games? I think that Jackson will be involved in 30 games for Bayern Munich, especially because they're probably going to win the Cup. They're probably going to win the league. And you'd expect them to do well in the Champions League as well. Not to mention Kane could get injured, and then you are reliant on Jackson. So I don't think that would be a massive issue, but obviously we'd like to have a number. How many games does he need to play in order for that obligation to be met? We know that clubs can be a little bit sly at times dealing with those numbers. So let's look at Tyrique George, because that is a player that we haven't even spoken about. Fuck, there's so much going on, guys. Seriously, oh my God. Our youngsters are all over the place. Oh my God. Come on, where is it? According to David Ornstein, Tyrique George is set to join Fulham in a permanent transfer from Chelsea. The package for George is worth 22 million plus a sell-on clause. That's according to David Ornstein. Luckily, I am subscribed to The Athletic. So let's see what he said on there. I just want to double check if there's been any more updates by The Athletic. I don't want this to be an old article that I'm going through. Fuck, it's moving quick today, guys. It's moving quick. Buonanotte obviously joined us as well, guys. That has been done. Okay, so this is the latest article we've got, so that's good. Yes, so the package for George is worth 22 million plus a sell-on clause, and Fulham have terms in place with the 19-year-old academy graduate on a 5-year deal with a medical to follow. George made his first appearance of the season on Saturday as a first-half substitute following Liam Delap's injury, and was later withdrawn for Andre Santos. He signed a new contract in June 2024, which runs until the summer of 2027. He featured 26 times for Chelsea last season in all competitions, scored 3 goals, and he played every single game of Chelsea's Conference League campaign, except for the final against Real Betis. Chelsea have obviously been adding a lot of depth to our winger positions. Obviously, Madueke is gone. Sancho's not at the club either. But we've got Jamie Gittins, Garnacho, Esteval. So plenty of other players that have come in. George joined Chelsea at the under-8 level and has progressed through the ranks. The Englishman was part of the team which won the under-18 Premier League South title in 23-24 in that season, has been capped by his country at under-19 level. And he was named in Lee Carsley's under-21 squad for the upcoming international break. So that's what we have on Tyrique George. Let's go back to the poll as well. I don't want to forget that poll. So I've ended the poll here now. Let's do that now. Okay, so what have we got on this poll for Nicholas Jackson? Fuck's sake, come on. 74% of you think that the Jackson deal was great business. 17% of you are looking more at the footballing side, and you don't think it's great for the squad. We need more depth in that position. And 8% of you are not sure how you feel. So fair enough. Thanks for taking part in that poll. If you haven't already, there will be more polls. So don't worry. There'll be plenty of polls to go through. My feelings personally on the Tyrique George move is he needed to go. I will say this: I actually think that 22 million is quite low, and I'm looking at that from the perspective of he played 26 times for Chelsea last year, so he had quite a role to play, whether you like him or not. I mean, 26 appearances is respectable in all competitions. And if I'm comparing that to Ugo Chukwu or Broha, probably more so Broha. Like Broha went for 20 million? I think that Tyrique George is worth quite a bit more than Broha. So just looking at it from that perspective, you'd say Tyrique George, I don't think 30 million is a terrible valuation, but I think that 22 million is a fair deal in terms of the fact that Chelsea want to get this done. Fulham want to get this done. We have to meet in the middle somewhere. Ultimately, if you're going to negotiate, you have to make some sacrifices, and Chelsea have chosen to sacrifice 8 million, whatever it is, in order to conclude this and just get it done. I think it's a good deal for all sides. Like, especially before the Chelsea game, Marco Silva from Fulham was talking about the lack of options they had. I think they only signed one player, which was a goalkeeper who's not even their first choice keeper. So, I mean, that's not exactly going to impact the squad, is it? Except for vibes. But yeah, from a footballing standpoint, I think it's a good move for Fulham. I think they are getting a good player with potential. From a Chelsea perspective, it's 22 million of pure profit. And then coming back onto profit, because this is something that we haven't even really had the chance to look at yet. Oh, fuck. Donnarumma's gone to Man City. That's confirmed. I didn't see that one earlier. That's happened. God, Galatasaray going to get Gundogan. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let's talk a little bit about profit here as well. Liverpool have agreed a deal to sign Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. Deal is in place for over 35 million plus a 10% sell-on clause included in the package. Guehi agreed personal terms with Liverpool 1 month ago. Now it's all done. So important to look as well that Chelsea have a sell-on clause for Mark Guehi. All right, let's double check to see how much Chelsea are going to receive in this deal. I'll come back to that very shortly. Fulham isn't getting any. George isn't getting any game time at Fulham either. They've bought 2 other wingers in Kevin and Chukwuemeka. Bizarre move for him. I didn't even know about those 2 other players, to be fair. I'm just talking about what I knew before the game, so fair enough. They've done a bit of business. They're leaving it late. Good deal, to be honest. We got more than the initial price. What happens if Jackson gets injured? Well, then if there's a clause in the contract that Jackson has to play a certain amount of games for the deal to become permanent, then that could jeopardize the deal. But yeah, this is all if, buts, and maybes. I don't even know if that source build, a capital BILD, I don't even know if that's an accurate source. So I'm not taking their word as gospel. We're just sitting here going through what's being reported. You make your own opinion. We'll obviously find out the most accurate information that we can as well. So I'm just figuring out as we speak how much Chelsea are going to receive from Crystal Palace for Mark Guehi, for the sale of Mark Guehi. I mean, I was on Crystal Palace's fan channel yesterday. They've got a channel called Back of the Nest with D, who did the preview before the first game of the season. They were convinced that Crystal Palace would keep Mark Guehi, but obviously it's turned out to go a completely different direction. So intriguing to see what's happening there. Tom says we've done amazing with our outgoings. Big up to you, Tom. I hope you're doing well. George is a huge upgrade for Fulham over Wilson and Traore. Do we agree with that, guys? I mean, what are we rating this transfer for Chelsea? Enigma says accountancy FC. Can't disagree with that one, mate. 30% sell-on clause. Hang on a second. No. I thought it was about 20. I thought it was about... Oh, shit. What? We've got a 30% sell-on clause. No way. Fucking hell. I didn't know that. Well, we'll double check all of that as well. Where does it say there's a 30% sell-on clause? Where did you find that information? Yes, we will get a sell-on clause for Mark Guehi. I'm finding it out as we speak, guys. So just bear with me. I'm just checking everything out. So, okay. So based on what I'm seeing at the moment, and I've got a few references here. I've got the Standard and I've got Sports Mole as well. The short, precise answer for the Mark Guehi is it's either going to be £7 million or 3 to 3.4 million pounds to Chelsea. And which figure applies depends on the exact wording of the sell-on clause in Mark Guehi's 2021 sale. So when Chelsea sold him to Crystal Palace. So if it's 20% of the transfer fee, which is what's been reported by the Standard and Sports Mole, then it will be £7 million that Chelsea get. If it's 20% of Palace's profit, which has also been reported by The Guardian and the Shields Gazette, then Palace bought Mark Guehi for 18 to 20 million in 2021, and a profit on a £35 million sale would be 15 to 17 million. 20% of that would be 3 to sort of 3.4 million to Chelsea. So we're either going to get around 3 million or 7 million pounds, depending on whether it's 20% of the transfer fee or 20% of Crystal Palace's profits. It's not 30%, it's 20% for Mark Guehi. But yeah, that deal's definitely been agreed for Liverpool, and Chelsea do have a 20% sell-on clause. So then we just need to find out the specifics of it. Obviously, Liverpool also have a 10% sell-on clause for Palace for any future Liverpool sale, but that doesn't affect Chelsea, what Chelsea get from Palace now. So that's irrelevant to us at the moment. Liverpool's like a drunk sailor at the strip club. That's a new one. 3 million. Is Jackson gone or staying? He's gone, Raymond. He's gone. Jackson is a mandatory obligation to buy after loan. Yes, that's what we're hearing. But again, I'm just going back to what we read earlier. apparently there might be something to do with the game time. It can, if anyone can find out the details, then it would all help. Gittins isn't up to George's level. Big up, Alex. Hope you're doing well, Woodshedder. Glad you are doing a deadline day stream. So many other streamers are so doomy and gloomy. I think we'll be all right, though. Listen, who am I to sit here and say that I don't think Chelsea are doing a good job after we won the Conference League, finished in a position where we got Champions League football, and we won the Club World Cup? Everything that I thought was going to happen it didn't happen. I mean, I thought we'd win the Conference League, but I wasn't sure if we finished in the Champions League. I certainly didn't think initially we would win the Club World Cup. I was standing outside the stadium in Atlanta, and some American fans were going, "How's it going, Alex? I'm sure you think Chelsea are going to win the Club World Cup." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" But we ended up going out and doing it. So, you know, we are not in a bad position. I've seen a lot fucking worse. Excuse my language. I'll try and keep the swearing down for this one. I've seen a lot worse. And I think that those of you that are doom and gloom, like, you have every right to think that way. I'm a big believer in, you can think whatever you want. I haven't got a problem with it, unless it's just stupid, in which we can obviously call it out for what it is. But I appreciate some fans want a little bit more. But can you not see that we are improving a little bit? Like, we are in a better situation than we were a year ago. And that for me is the fundamental, that's the most important thing. Progression is ultimately all you can ever ask for. And you can judge that in terms of black and white numbers, league finishes, trophies, GA, goals conceded, all the rest of it. And then you can judge it on the eye test, and you can look at the politics surrounding it as well. I mean, what's the atmosphere like around the club? Are fans happy? Is there a togetherness? Do we enjoy watching the football? And, you know, then you can come to your own conclusion. But I'm not here to sit here and tell you what to think. All I'm doing is trying to relay information that has already been put out there, and then obviously we can make our own decision. Obviously, we know that Facundo Buonanotte has joined Chelsea officially now on a season-long loan from Brighton. And where the hell is it? I was going to look at the quotes. Ooh. There you go. I'm very happy to join Chelsea. It's a great opportunity for me, and I'm looking to add as much as I can to the squad as possible, help the team and help the staff. So that's the update we have on Buonanotte. Although difficult to say if he's actually going to play many minutes or not. Listen, I know not all of you watch the WSL, but small announcement, because it's up there. The Athletic and really Ceres Jones. Chelsea are in advanced talks to sign US international Elisa Thompson from Angel City. Sources with knowledge of the deal confirmed. Now, why is this relevant? She's obviously a good player by the sounds of it. Not that I watch. But also, one of our owners in the women's team, I can't remember his name, is Serena Williams' husband. She's the famous tennis player. Her husband used to be an investor in Angel City, and then I think he sold it for a big profit, and now he's one of the majority shareholders at Chelsea. So there you go, a little update on the women's team. Chelsea youth update according to Simon Johnson Sports. Jimmy J. Morgan is now joining Peterborough United on loan. Do I know anything about Jimmy J. Morgan? Absolutely not. I do not have a clue. But, you know, obviously a player that Chelsea are looking to develop. So I'll get some more information on him. Any more updates? God, I've got more. Nottingham Forest have agreed a deal to sign Donald McNeely from Chelsea on a permanent move. Then they will send him on an immediate season on loan to Wycombe Wanderers. We all want to know what the fee is. Does anyone know what the fee is? Oh, he's just out of contract, but assume we will be due a fee, some sort of compensation. So he's just his. I presume then his contract expired. We'll double check that. We will double check that. Whew. In about 15-20 minutes, Kev will be joining me, and then I have invited Matt onto the stream as well. Although he's been ignoring me, so I don't think he'll be on. But hey, you never know. Yeah, I do think that. I mean, Liverpool are definitely going to win the league after that. I think it's hard to argue against that. They're definitely the favourites. Liverpool have spent 435 million this transfer window. Yeah, I mean, they've also sold a lot. Let's not deny that Liverpool have also sold a lot. Not as well as we've sold, but they have sold a lot. Big up to Stephen. Clown Lake started the transfer window with a bang, but it ended like a wet fart. Fucking hell. Still waiting for Sophie in the background. Steve, if you give me a £500 super chat, I'll put her in the background for a stream. Those are my conditions. £500 super chat. Otherwise, you're not getting Sophie in the background. Okay, it's not happening. Yeah, but you see what Liverpool have brought in. Clown Lake would not have the brains to do that, says Stephen. We are finished. Garnacho was our statement signing when Liverpool got Isak, Gurhi and Wits, but everything's fine. We got Gio, right? Okay, so the signing I was just talking about earlier, Jimmy J. Morgan joining Peterborough on loan. What do we need to know about Jimmy J. Morgan? He is 19 years old. He's a centre forward who can also play out wide. He's right-footed. And his contract runs out at Chelsea in June 2027, according to Transfer Market. Over the past couple of years, he was the under-21's top scorer with 16 goals in all competition. That was in the 23-24 season. And that established him as the academy's main number 9. And then in the first half of last season, he was still playing for our under-21s, and he was on fire. He got 8 goals in 11 league matches before January, before then going on loan in the second half of the season to Gillingham. And he got 16 appearances for them and scored 2 goals in 10 starts. So obviously slightly harder, but adapting to the men's game, understandably, going to be a little bit different. He's obviously going to Peterborough now, which is a division up. So we've gone from League 2 to League 1. But we'll have to see what happens. He's a good finisher, a good presser, and apparently he's got good characteristics as well. So we'll see what happens. From Chelsea's perspective, the reason this is a good deal, it keeps him on a good development track after doing very well with the under-21s. And if he converts youth output into senior goals this year, then there's a good chance that he can, get another crack at maybe being a part of Chelsea in the first team. Well, that would be his first crack. Or maybe even going into the Championship the following year for an even better loan spell. So that's something that could potentially happen. Yeah, so there we go. We've got that. George saved us against Fulham last season with his goal. I feel sick, so I'm not happy about that one. Also, Bayern have mugged us off. They won't play Jackson once he's near the obligation target. I don't know how many games. I mean, I'll see if I can find that out for you. West Ham are in talks for a deal over for Axel Disasi. They were unsure about the finances of a loan earlier, but they are looking for a solution with Chelsea. That's according to Jacob Steinberg of The Guardian. Okay. They are looking for solutions. West Ham are definitely, I mean, they need whatever they can get. So no doubt in my mind that West Ham will be trying to get this deal done. They just beat Nottingham Forest 3-0, which I was very, very surprised about. I've put them forward as one of the favourites to go down. I think it's between them and Leeds. But the difference between Leeds and West Ham is Leeds have a togetherness, and like the fan base is one, isn't it? Like you go to Elland Road, cracking atmosphere, probably the best in the league if we're being totally honest. And then you go to West Ham and you just feel a lifeless soul. That there is no soul in that club. And so if you're looking at players that aren't much better than the others and managers that aren't too different, I'm not saying any are better than the others. I haven't really made my mind up. I think West Ham do have better players, but sometimes you need a good fan base to push you through, and West Ham certainly don't have that. Will there be another signing? Who knows? And Ciso has joined Strasbourg for 10 million. Yes, he is there now. Hey, fair play, Stephen. Fair play. Ultimately, whatever brings you value. That's what I say. Whatever brings you value. You spend your money on whatever you'd like. Jackson never wanted to come back and play. I don't know why fans are crying over a player that didn't believe in the project. No, it's true, mate. It's true. You know. Now, going back to what we were saying earlier about Jackson and the number of games that he has to play for Bayern Munich in order for them to be obliged to buy him permanently, doesn't look like anyone's published the exact number. I mean, again, we've got Bild, which is the German source we mentioned earlier. They say it's a very high number of appearances, or it could be a high amount of minutes, and therefore it's unlikely to be triggered, but they don't state an exact figure. Other outlets disagree on the structure altogether. Some say the obligation exists. Others say it's just an option. Yeah, I mean, there's no credible number for that, so it's not really possible for me to give you more information there. But we'll see what happens. Dujan Whisper, Richard is good for the under-21s. We saw him play a little bit last season. 1 hour and 45 minutes left on the deadlinings. No comings. It sounds like outgoings, Alex. We'll see what happens. Although, again, you know, Strasbourg, Ben Chilwell, that's something else that could happen. I want to know as well in the comments. I will run a little poll. I'll run another one. What is the priority? You tell me, guys. You tell me what the priority is. I put a poll out now. All right. I want to know what you think. I want to know your opinion. Is it a striker? Is it a winger? Is it a centre back? Those are the three areas that we can categorically say that are more realistic, because the goalkeeper, you're not going to have any progress there. But maybe there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. In that case, we might be a little bit shocked to see maybe in an hour or so that something's actually happened. I highly doubt it, but yeah, I'm intrigued to see what you guys think. So let's run that poll as well. Put your votes in. Do you want a striker, a winger, or a centre back? What is the priority at the moment? And if nothing happens, I also want to know, what do you rate this window out of 10? 1 being horrendous, 10 being it was great, it was unbelievable, it was goated, arguably one of the best windows in modern history. I mean, that's what I would consider a 10 to be. Josh is saying that Build are extremely reliable, especially for Bayern Munich news. They were the first to break the Harry Kane news of him signing for Bayern as well. So not really a good sign for us then if that means that, yeah, if there's a significant amount of games that Jackson has to play for Bayern, it's not great. Stephen says, with Fofana constantly getting injured, we definitely need a centre back. Goalkeeper really, but on poll it's centre back. Fair enough. Not happy with the window. Stephen's given it a 5. What's happened with Sterling and Disasi? Well, no updates on Sterling, but Disasi, there seemed to be talk with West Ham, so they could definitely be getting that deal done. And Danielle says we need a striker ASAP. See if I can find anything about Sterling. Voted for a centre back, but goalkeeper would have been the priority for me. As for rating the window, 7 out of 10. Delap and João Pedro were incredible. Hato good. Gittins, we'll see. Also remember who we've sold. It's like Quenda, transfer news out of nowhere that nobody knew about. That's true. We could be in for a shock. 7 out of 10 window. Missed Manyan Gurhi. Just 60 million would have meant a huge difference instead of wasting money on potential. To be fair, mate, we've just brought in 2 new strikers with João and Delap. Okay, fair play. Okay, so we've got... Yes, so we've spoken about Jimmy J. Morgan. We've spoken about the Nottingham Forest deal that's happened. Nizar Kinsella from the BBC, he had his say on Nicholas Jackson as well, and he's come out and said this. Multiple sources with knowledge of the situation said Nicholas Jackson ultimately lost the trust of Enzo Maresca and some of the hierarchy at Stamford Bridge, prompting Jackson to seek a move. But I mean, we have to admit that we've done pretty well, haven't we? So getting a package of 70 million, I mean, if that deal goes through, Chelsea have really benefited, and there's no other argument you can make. I mean, financially, it's fantastic. It's superb. And we could say that about a number of deals, but you know, we probably want a little bit more clarity than that, which we don't have. But Bill, the German source, which is apparently really reliable, according to, I think it was Josh, he's got to play a lot of games for Bayern in order for that obligation to be met. Now, Raheem Sterling, what's the latest? No move has been announced for Raheem Sterling as of this moment. No loan or permanent transfer. He is still, I mean, we're trying to move him on. We're trying to get that done. Fulham have had some interest, but that's been pretty late in the window. I can imagine the fact that they've got Tyrique George, that kind of cancels out. Why would you get Sterling? I mean, Tyrique George is a better investment than Sterling. He's young. He's got potential. Sterling's not going up as his career's going on a downward trajectory. West Ham and Palace, you know, they had there's a few links there, but nothing's happened. And he's still got, another 2 years left on his deal. His deal expires in June 2027. The problem is his wage makes a straight sale really, really difficult. The most feasible path is a loan with a wage share. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen for Fulham. Not, because ultimately we've already sold Tyrique George. So I can see Sterling probably going elsewhere. To be honest with you, that's what I can see. I can see him probably. I don't even know is Strasbourg an option for this guy? Probably not. No, because it's got to be a fucking permanent deal. So no, I mean, where can Sterling go? He doesn't want to move outside of London. That's the issue. Come on, Alex. Raheem can still do a job for a team like Fulham. He has experience and he runs around. He runs around. Every footballer ever runs around. That is not a selling point. He has experience. Lots of players have experience, mate. Hook says the only player we needed Bastoni. Well, I'm categorically ruling that one out. That's not happening. 7 out of 10. Joao Delap before the injury cause. I think he did the same, if not a little more than Jackson. And Esteval looked really good. We need more from Gittins, and we haven't seen Hatter yet. But you would take Xavi Simons over Garnacho. Who's our second keeper? I don't think that's changed. It's still Jorgensen, isn't it? Am I missing something here? I think it's been a really good window, says Josh, especially for outgoings. The club showing they can actually sell Deadwood and for profit. Esteval is incredible. Hatter will be class. Delap is very good. João Pedro, 9 out of 10. We need a striker because Delap is out. That's true. Okay, so we're not saying the whole window is 9 out of 10, just João Pedro. Fair enough. Endgame says, awful end to the window. One striker away from disaster. We never learn. We are more interested in spreadsheets than winning trophies. But again, Endgame, I just reiterate the point. People are criticizing us having no ambition to win trophies. I've been that. I was criticizing the team. Don't get me wrong. I was doing that last season, but then we went on and we won 2 trophies. So to say that we have no interest in winning competitions to then win 2, I mean, we're not exactly in a bad state, are we? You would argue that we can easily win a domestic cup competition if we put our mind to it. We're going to finish in the top 4 comfortably. I would expect us to get past the league phase in the Champions League. And then, you know, we see what happens there. But Chelsea are not moving backwards here. We're not moving backward. Doesn't seem like that to me at all. And then news on Fofana and Chilwell. Chilwell to Strasbourg, mate. That's the update I have. But we'll dive into that a little bit more. Sell Sterling for £1. Okay. Mark Guiu is officially back at Chelsea, according to Simon Johnson Sport. Mark Guiu is back in the fold. Now, some of you may have been on my stream last night. Others, you weren't here. So I think it's important to understand. I'm not saying you have to like it, but I think it's important to understand what the Guiu signing means for Chelsea, why we did it. And again, I'm talking logically, just talking facts. I'm not going to give my opinion too much. I mean, I can briefly touch on it. What is this? Oh, shit. We're going to talk about Datro Fofana as well. David Datro Fofana. We do have an update on him, which I've just seen. Before we do David Datro Fofana, let's just briefly talk about Mark Guiu and why that deal has happened. Okay. Bottom line, Chelsea brought him back because Delap got injured. And then obviously we've had all of the drama with Nicholas Jackson as well. This is even before the deal was agreed with Bayern, the second deal. Here we go again. So the full step-by-step logic, okay? There was an injury which created a vacancy, all right? Then we had the exit for Jackson, so it left us very exposed, only having João Pedro. Jackson don't want to play for us. And then you try and say to yourself, what is the fastest in-house solution that Chelsea could find that wouldn't cost a squad place? Okay, and what we mean by that is because Mark Guiu is 19 years old, he qualifies as an under 21 for the 25-26 campaign. Okay, so he doesn't take a 25-man slot, and that really matters. Okay, because it lets Chelsea add a number 9, but they haven't actually added anyone else to their squad. So this whole 1 in, 1 out policy, again, I'm not sure. I think this is just to do with the Premier League, but potentially that has something to do with the UEFA as well. Because he was part of our squad last season, the fact that he's back anyway, he'd never really left. I think that gives us flexibility. But yes, his age is a huge factor in this. He qualifies in under 21. And obviously, because we needed to get consent from Sunderland, there was no recall clause for Mark Guiu. We had to agree. And Sunderland agreed very quickly. And you're thinking, well, why have they done that? But there's actually a game time clause risk. So when Guiu joined Sunderland, according to The Athletic, they would owe Chelsea a penalty fee if he didn't reach a minimum appearance threshold. So if Lebris, which is Sunderland's manager, wanted to play other strikers instead of him, then that loan deal for Mark Guiu could become really, really expensive. And removing that loan, ending that loan removes the liability. So from Chelsea's perspective, they've got a quick in-house solution that doesn't cost anything. And again, he doesn't have to be registered to the squad because he's under 21. And from Sunderland's point of view, they didn't want to risk paying a fine if they didn't give him the game time that was promised. So that is where this comes from. So there you go. You've got to get a little bit more clarity on that at the moment. Now, let's dive into David Datro Fofana. Where the fuck is that? Which account did... Come on, bro. There we go. Okay. So, Celtic have made a loan approach for Chelsea striker David Datro Fofana. This is according to Anthony R. Joseph, Scottish journalist. Let's see what he said, if he's had anything else going on here. 25 minutes ago, we've had this update. The Hoops are still looking to sign 2 strikers before the 11 p.m. deadline in Scotland. So why is it an 11 p.m. deadline for them and it's a 7 p.m. for us? If you want to know more about David Datro Fofana and what he's done over the past few seasons since he's been a Chelsea player, in the 22-23 season, he was involved in 4 games for Chelsea, 3 Premier League games, 1 FA Cup game. He scored 0 goals, got 0 assists. He then went on loan to Union Berlin, and he got 17 appearances, scored 2 goals, got 1 assist, and then the second half of the season went on another loan to Burnley, where he played 15 times and scored 4 goals and got 1 assist. Last season, he was on loan in Turkey to a team called Göztepe. He played 9 times and he scored 2 goals and got 0 assists. So that loan got cut short because he had a knee injury. All in all, the long and the short of it is David Datro Fofana has not been a successful signing for Chelsea, and we need to move him on. That is the reality. We need to move him on. It doesn't make any sense for him to continue to be a part of our squad because he's never actually a part of our squad, right? We're constantly loaning him out, and the main reason for that is probably so we can just recoup the money that we spent on him in the first place. And obviously, you don't want to spend wages on a player who's not going to feature. I wonder why you guys entertain mediocrity. Look at Liverpool and Arsenal squad compared to Chelsea. We spent 2 billion on mediocre players. Chelsea's finished. Oh God. Are you calling Palmer average? Is that what you're saying? Palmer, Enzo, Caicedo, Cucurella, João Pedro, Esteval, Andre Santos. You're calling all of those players average. That's poor from you, mate. Are we getting Lopez from Barcelona? No, he does not want to leave. He does not want to leave Barcelona. 5 out of 10 for the window. You've not high-graded your outgoings whatsoever. Can't be dependent on João Pedro to rescue us every game. We'll pay for this. Don't see us qualifying through the Champions League group league phase. Fair play. Ben Chilwell winning the Champions League with Chelsea in 2021 and now playing for the mighty Strasbourg. There you go. I don't actually know what the latest updates are on Ben Chilwell. We'll find that out. Not a fan of Pedro Neto, mate. Have you not been watching Chelsea for the past few months? It's been fantastic for us. I can see this loan move for David Datro Fofana happening, though. I can see him going to Celtic. I mean, that makes sense. So I think it's fair. I haven't got an issue with it. Yes. So, yeah, we did get this earlier, Cal. He wasn't the first one to report this is billed in Germany. So, yes, it is dependent on a number of appearances. And apparently the amount of appearances is quite high, but we don't know the number. We're not sure what the number is. Jay, good to see you, mate. What's good? Long time. What is Chelsea genuinely doing? No centre-back and no goalkeeper. So many cheap options around the market too. Well, Jay, listen, let us know which options you think are the best ones. I want to know. I'm intrigued to know. So let me know what the best options are. And then, we can see what people think about that. Palmer can be covered without Firmin, although Firmin is amazing. We currently want to buy another 10, hence Xavi Simons. Well, we don't have Xavi Simons. Don't really understand. Oh, that's why Buonanotte came in. Okay, I see. Big up to Abraham watching from South Sudan. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Raid, good to see you. Regular viewer from Pakistan. Been also visiting the bridge since 2013. Crazy last day activity going on. It's getting, it's busy today. It's very, very busy. Lots and lots to talk about. Invest in GIU stock, says Powell. Pedro Neto is fire. Can't accept any other view there. Celtic are approaching for David Datro Fofana. I think the international break did come at a good time for once. I'll give you that, Richard. I will say that. Although we got the win against Fulham, it's the injuries and just the clarity in the squad that we need now. We're going to give Palmer time to recover. We're going to give Badiashile Lavia time to recover. Delap obviously needs time. So, I think it's a blessing in disguise, really. And we're going to have an opportunity for players like Garnacho to integrate and Buonanotte. So, I don't know if, I presume they probably will be going on international duty. I'm not sure if Buonanotte is. Garnacho probably will. But just coming to Chelsea and just getting used to everything, adapting. Lamptey to Fiorentina for 6 million. I did hear about that. I heard about that one yesterday. One hour and 15 minutes to go. Goes quick, doesn't it, guys? It goes quick. Signing Buonanotte on a loan instead of a long contract was wise. Well, listen, it's either going to be successful or it's not. I don't think that there's much risk in it, and I think that's why Chelsea have done it. I also think that's one of the reasons that Chelsea went ahead and brought back Mark GIU. Right, let's see this poll. Okay, the poll says, I've just closed the poll. 50% of you think that the priority should be a centre-back. 43% of you think the priority should be a striker. And 5% of you think the priority should be a winger. Me personally, If you're asking me if I had to choose one of those positions based on what's on the market right now, probably choose a striker, to be honest with you. I'd probably choose a striker. And the reason being, I think we're still going to get clean sheets with our defence. We are going to struggle to play out from the back at certain points. I appreciate Colwell's ability. Tossing's not always going to be there. But I think ultimately, what is the number one job of the defence? To defend, to keep clean sheets. And they've been able to do it. They've got support in front of them as well. Having players like Caicedo certainly helps, and Pedro Neto tracking back. Not to mention that we have very competent fullbacks. You know, Cucurella, best in the world, arguably. Gusto, very, very good overlapping fullback. James, don't really need to speak too much about that. So as long as they have enough support around them, then you don't really need too much from your centre backs. And I think Chalobah was the man of the match against Fulham. My next man of the match would have probably been another defender, to be honest with you. I was very happy with the whole back line. So that doesn't scream to me that we need another defender. But at the same time, I fully appreciate that we're going to have games coming thick and fast. I mean, looking at our schedule, it's absolutely mad what's going on with our schedule. Absolutely mad. In terms of what's going on with Ben Chilwell, all of the latest news now, there's been no announcement yet. Chelsea are trying to find a move for Ben Chilwell, and Strasbourg seems to be the most credible link. Mike McGrath from the Telegraph reported that Strasbourg are a late target. There is Italianish interest that was floated with Torino and Roma, but I think the finances probably got in the way of that. He's obviously not in Maresca's plans. He, just like Sterling, has another 2 years left on his contract. So, yeah. That's what we have on Ben Chilwell at the moment. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying about the fixtures, guys. I fully appreciate what you're saying in terms of wanting a centre-back because players could get injured. And when you look at the fixtures, it's it's a little bit tasty. I'm not going to lie. It is tasty. I mean, look at that. Brentford. Then we've got Bayern. Fucking Bayern away. Unreal. Still haven't booked my flights. I'm in big trouble. It's going to be expensive. Man United away. Brighton, Benfica, Liverpool, Forest, Ajax. I'd love Mark Guiu to score against Sunderland. Tottenham, Karabakh away from home. Burnley, Barcelona. I bet a lot of people want to go to that one. Arsenal. Leeds, Bournemouth. So there's a very fair argument to rotate. And then obviously we've got Napoli and Pavos in January. Crazy fixtures. So much going on. So much. How we doing, Kev?
What's happening, man? How are we?
I'm good, buddy.
How are we?
Just got back from holiday.
Got back this morning. Early flight. 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Spanish time. Got back to UK about 10 to 8. So yeah.
10 to 8.
Back and ready to go. Back and ready to go, bro. Back and ready to go.
Ready to rumble.
Day. I could have landed on a better. Could have landed on a better day.
There we land.
So much going on.
Kevin Simmons is back in the UK, people. Up the Kev.
Back on the grind, brothers. No time wasted. But yeah, man. Wow. I've just been keeping up to date with all the transfer stuff the last couple of weeks, and wow, what a roller coaster of events. I'm sure you'll ask me a few questions about what's been going on. But yeah.
I mean, what do you think then? Go on, Kev. Let's hear it.
What can I say? Chelsea just frustrated. One word I could use: frustrating.
So you're frustrated.
How they pick us up. They pick us up. Yeah, they pick us up to make it look like we're getting Xavi Simons and getting these top class players and just PR all once a game, and then we end up with some guy from Brighton. Okay, I've looked at him. Doesn't look like the worst signing we could have made. But
I'm talking about Buonanotte,
what's with
right
all
now, right?
the Buonanotte, yeah. So what's with all the Xavi Simons only wants to come to Chelsea throughout the whole summer, and all of a sudden he ends up going to Spurs. Nicholas Jackson, he goes to Germany. We get it. I said this from day one. Why not keep Mark Gui in the first place? I said this. We need 3 strikers, don't we? I said, sell Jackson, keep Mark Gui. Why send him to Sunderland? And then you in the position. How embarrassing is it for the club to be sending players to other teams and them calling them back because you've got an injury? Just looks.
Why is that embarrassing?
Of course, it's embarrassing, bro. It makes you look like you're not planning what you're doing. It's not proper preparation, bro. You're not preparing your team properly, bro. Simple as that. You know you need 3 strikers in your squad because one's going to get injured. You need 2. You need probably one young striker, your top striker, Del Pedro, and your striker, which is going to give the other one competition. We've sold Jackson. We loan Jackson. We loan Guehi. And if Delap gets injury, and then you're having to recall both of them. But they can't make a decision who they want to recall. All of a sudden now, Nicholas Jackson staying at Bayern, and we've recalled Mark Guehi from Sunderland. How confusing is that to us fans, bro? Like, I'm just not getting where the preparation is with the board. Like, it's amateur stuff, bro. For me, personally, it looks crap. Because we said a few weeks ago, that we need Mark Guehi as a backup. I said, sell Jackson, keep Mark Guehi as backup. But you get rid of both of them. So imagine this now. Imagine if Liam Delap got an injury in 2 weeks' time, what would you have done then? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, but you never plan for players to get injured.
Yeah. No, you have to plan, bro. This is football. You have to plan.
So why don't we have a third left back then? What if Cucurella gets injured and then Hasso gets injured?
Ben Chilwell's back in the squad now, isn't he?
Come on, mate. I mean, okay, I don't know. I don't understand. I appreciate why you could be frustrated, but so your frustration is with the Jackson and Guiu deal. That's your main frustration, then.
I just feel like we needed to keep one of them, and I said that Jackson, I think he'll be too far out the pecking to get a look in, just to sell him on, send him to Bayern Munich wherever he's going. I said to keep Mark because I've seen enough of him last season to suggest to myself that he could be a good backup option. So when they sold him, I was a bit like, And then when I sold Jackson, I'm thinking, who are we going to bring in as a number 3? And then all of a sudden, we get this injury on Saturday, and then you're left with one striker, and then you're panicking. You're having to contact Nicholas Jackson, who's just landed in Munich. Don't go there. You're having to contact Nicholas Jackson's agent, who's just landed in Munich, and recall him back. How would you feel as a player, knowing that you're not wanted, but your club just rang you telling you to come back? You're not going to want to come back, bro. So that's the reason why. Yeah. So that's the reason why we've gone and got Mark Guehi back from Sunderland. But imagine how he feels. How confusing is it on all fronts for the Sunderland fans that just gone and brought the football shirt? He's been there 3 weeks. He's gone and bought his shirt, Mark Guehi, and now they're having to. The Sunderland are going to have to repay the fans because they've just got the shirt printing, and like it's just confusing, bro. It's just confusing, bro. I just. Yeah, as much as this club picks me up, brother, and makes me proud, and yeah, I've wore this top on holiday. We're proud, yeah. I'm happy, world champions and all that. But still, it's still a fucking mess, bro. The board is still getting it wrong, bro. Simple as that. It's not where we should be right now. We've still got players in the squad. We've got an hour left, 2 hours left. You still got players in the squad that we can't get rid of. You're still tossing and turning who we're gonna bring in. I just don't get it, bro. Like, I just don't feel like they found the feet yet.
I'll tell you what I've told everyone else briefly. Okay, so I did some research yesterday. Why did Chelsea recall Mark Gue from Sunderland? So what we found out? Obviously, Delap got injured, and that created a problem up front. Okay, because then you've got João Pedro, and the deal for Jackson was pretty much done. So we decided to cancel that deal from Bayern, but at the same time, Jackson didn't want to come back, right? So Gue was the fastest in-house solution that Chelsea could have gone for. Didn't cost anything. I don't think we had to pay Sunderland for that to happen either. So I think it was very easy. And he didn't cost a squad place either because he's 19. Okay, so he qualifies as an under 21 for this season. So he doesn't take one of the places, the 25 men in the squad. And then from Sunderland's point of view, they didn't want to. They were happy to agree with this deal because there was a game time clause in that deal. So basically, Sunderland would have owed Chelsea a penalty fee if he didn't play a certain amount of times for them. And then if he didn't play, it would become a really, really expensive loan. So that getting rid of him and allowing him to come back to Chelsea meant that Sunderland didn't have to worry about that.
Okay, I'm making it makes clear sense. It makes sense, but you have to think of these situations before you start selling people and loading people. I just don't feel like they planned for this situation. Okay, like I said a minute ago, imagine if the Delap got an injury in 2 weeks' time and it was out for 3-4 months. What would you have done then? When João Pedro gets a knock and you've got no strikers in your squad again. So they have to plan. Okay, you don't necessarily believe this is going to happen, but you have to plan for these situations. The board haven't done it, brother. This is the reason why it's mismatch. You're sending players out, bringing them back. You're sending players to Germany, bringing them back. Like, what's the point when you could have just planned and done it the proper way? It's just rushing, brother. The rushing to get rid of players. The proper way is planning and having
planning
3
what?
strikers in your squad.
Right. Okay.
Like planning your squad. That's the proper way. You got to think about. They should be thinking. We've got that striker, this striker, that striker. If he gets injured, what can we do to bring him in? They ain't thinking like that, brother. They're just thinking, how can we get these players out to build them up and get rid of them for profit? That's all they're thinking about. They're not thinking about the team and the squad and what Maresca needs, all the tools he needs to have a good season, brother. They're not thinking about that. It's clear to see. It's clear to see.
We've got a trio here from Josh. Yorkres and Havertz get injured. What do Arsenal do? Sesko and Xerxes get injured. What do United do? Haaland and Marmoush get injured. What does City do? So what's your reaction to that?
I don't give a shit about what they're doing, brother. I'm bothered about Chelsea.
No, but he's asking you to explain it. That's the point. That's the idea.
That's Arsenal's, Man United's, and City's problem. Right now, we can only focus on Chelsea. And you've got to be able to rotate your players around the 3. So you need a player. So you need 2 strikers, but you need a winger that could probably cover in a striker position, which Neto done a decent job last season for Forest. Against Forest, he done a decent job. But you need 3 strikers in your squad. And for us to have 4 strikers at the start of the window, cut it down to 2, and I'm having to bring them back, just shows to me that they haven't planned properly, bro. It's not good. They haven't planned it properly, bro. Wherever Alex has gone. Just going to read for the comments here. Yeah. Josh B, yeah. Neto done a decent job in the striker's position before. But he's not an out-and-out striker. We witnessed this the last game of the season last year when we played against Nottingham again, and it looked like we played against 10 men. So you need someone. Mark Guehi was the perfect striker.
Giyu.
What is it? Gihu or Gihu?
Giyu.
Mark Giyu.
Yes,
Giyu. Mark Guehi was the ideal striker from the start of the window. 19 years old, enthusiastic, back from an injury, raring to go. There you go. Just keep him in the fold. There's no need for. The only reason why we sent him to Sunderland is to build up his transfer value to probably sell him on next season, bro. That's it. Simple as that. No ifs or buts or maybes. That's it. They're not thinking about the squad. And if a situation was to occur, like one of your strikers get injured, then you've only got one fit available striker in your squad. Going into a Champions League campaign, going into domestic cups, it's going to be a very, very busy few months, bro. So they haven't planned it again, brother. This is why the board keep on making the same mistakes, bro. So this is where we are. So this is the reason why it looks shit. You're sending players to countries, you're sending players to teams, and we calling them, bro. It's not good. It's not good, bro.
All right, Kev, let's
move forward.
Fucking hell. Alex Goldberg is everywhere at the moment. You know Goldberg's back on TalkSport.
Oh, is he?
He's everywhere.
Yeah, I seen. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, but it's just look at what Liverpool are doing today, the business they've done today, bro. And it just makes me sick, bro. It makes me sick, bro. Yeah.
You know, I'll tell you something. So I don't know if you've seen this. Have you seen this video from Alex Goldberg? So I'll tell you. So he's basically speaking to the camera for 30 minutes, and you're thinking, God, he's speaking so well. But you know, when they do this, I did this once for TalkSport, maybe twice. Basically, they ask you questions. There's someone else in front of him asking him about something, and then he'll speak about it, and they'll put it all together as if it's one video.
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Let's see what else has happened. All the paperwork's done for Mark Guehi to return to Chelsea. The decision is taken following Delap's injury and Jackson's move to Bayern Munich. That is according to Simon Johnson. So if anyone subscribes to The Athletic, then you can go through it in some more detail. I'll quickly run through it. It's here we go. The recall was complicated by the fact that Guehi only joined Sunderland this transfer window with the deal confirmed on August 6th. So he hasn't even been at the club for a month. Obviously,
three weeks.
Yeah, he's not even been there for a month, mate. It's mad. He made 2 substitute appearances for them in the Prem, and he started and scored in their Carabao Cup defeat against Huddersfield. So since he's joined Chelsea from Barcelona, he's scored 6 times in 16 appearances for Chelsea last season. So I just want to see those numbers go up. Can we bring 6 to 12? Can we bring 16 appearances to, I don't know, 25, 30? Tyrique George had 26 appearances for us last year. So I think that would give you an argument that potentially Guehi could have more game time, but it's a very competitive position up top.
Yeah, he's gone now as well, isn't he? Just seen it. He's gone to Fulham. So
yes,
all the best to Tyrique. Yeah. But I'll just ask you a question, Alex. On a scale to 1 to 10, how do you feel this window's gone? Obviously, at the start of the window, it looked a lot better than what it is now. You know, when we bought in João Pedro, he went and scored and won us the Club World Cup. It looked good at the time. I just thought we'd carry on in that way and bringing more quality, and it seems to us that we've reverted back to the same nonsense we've been witnessing. So how do you feel the window's gone? Do you feel it's been a good one or a bad one? So out of 10, what would you rate it?
Probably. I mean, let's get the transfers up. I want to see the transfers, and then I can.
Yeah.
Let's lay it out. I'll get as specific as we can.
Yeah, and obviously we got all that crap or that rubbish last week about Fermin Lopez as well. I knew that weren't going to happen.
Mate, he didn't want to leave Barca, so how can we criticize Chelsea for that?
Yeah,
he doesn't want to leave.
Yeah. Honestly,
don't tell me you were going to criticize us as well.
No. It's just I just don't read into it, bro. It's just one of them ones where when you've got Xavi Simons in front of you, he wants to come to you, and you let him go to your arch enemies. That was enough for me to realize that we're not serious, bro. We are not serious. We really ain't.
Not serious about what?
Bringing in high-end top players to bring us to the levels of Liverpool. You know, Xavi Simons elevates the team. You know, gives us that cover for a Palmer, gives you that cover for a player on the left, which we could have done with. And obviously we've brought in Garnacho. We had this conversation a few weeks ago. Who would be the main priority for you, Garnacho or Simons? And we both agreed on Simons. But they obviously see something for Garnacho that we don't. And obviously, for us to be fed all the nonsense that Simons is definitely coming, it's only a matter of time before we agree terms with him, and then he goes to Tottenham. So this is what I'm saying now. Like, I'd like to see the players that we brought in, and a few of them are underwhelming. I feel like Pedro, who we brought from Brighton, brilliant signing, but the rest of them. Has it really been a good one, brother? When you consider Man City have gone and brought in 2 goalkeepers, we've still got Sanchez as your number 1 goalkeeper, and you feel like we can compete for silverware with Sanchez as your number 1. We haven't really gone and brought in a quality centre back yet. Midfield, I feel like we've done well in those areas to strengthen. In attacking areas, we've strengthened pretty well. But all in all, brother, it's not been a really good transfer window, bro. It started off brilliantly. And then when you're getting linked with Garnacho and players like that, and then, yeah. Show me the players in there, brother. We can make a decision now on how we thought it went. But
I mean, off the top of my head, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. What would you give it? I mean, this is before I've looked at all the numbers and seen everything. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
I'll say a 5. A
5.
Only reason being no. Look at this, brother. I just don't get the way
what
we
was
think.
The season before that, then?
No, my reason, we've got Robert Sanchez in goal, brother. Still got Robert Sanchez as your number 1 goalkeeper. I have no faith in this guy. I don't care how well he played in the Club World Cup, brother. I know there's going to be a mistake in him. I know there's going to be a time where he kicks the ball to an opposing player. I know he's going to have another bozo moment in a game. You still got him after 2 seasons, you're number 1, after we got fed more bullshit about we're going to sign Manyan from AC Milan. Look at this. Now think of this, Alex. And Kinku has just gone to AC Milan. We said, why don't we offer them a player and say, we'll take Manyan who wants to leave them off your hands?
Why the fuck would they want Robert Sanchez?
No. Nkunku. I said Nkunku has just gone to AC Milan.
Right.
Yeah? We said about 6 weeks ago, why don't we offer AC Milan one of our players in exchange for Manyan he wants to come to us?
Because they want the cash, mate. They want the cash.
It doesn't matter. We could have negotiated something, brother, to get a top goalkeeper in this squad. Now we are left with Robert Sanchez as your number 1. How is that acceptable, brother? to have a
No,
keeper.
I just want to
know.
correct Josh here that Manyan wanted to go to Chelsea. Milan didn't let him leave. It's not that he didn't want to leave. Milan didn't allow him to leave, and Chelsea couldn't agree a fee. It's not got anything to do with Manyan. He was perfectly happy.
3 minutes, €3 million off their valuation, bro. We're gonna get it over the line, bro. It's facts. 3 million off their valuation, bro.
Right. Okay. Let's see if there's any more updates. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? What else is going on? Obviously, Donnarumma. Victor Boniface is going to Werder Bremen. That's done. Samuel Chukwuemeka is joining Fulham as well. Fulham have done a lot of late business as well, to be fair. Fair play to them. Total package 26 million. Jesus Christ. Guys, if you want any updates on Raheem Sterling, that rules that deal out. He's not going to Fulham. So I wouldn't ride much hope on Sterling leaving, at least for another London club. That seems to be basically out of the window at this point. Fulham have done loads. Look what else they've done. Another deal. They've agreed a deal for Kevin, also on a player side. Here we go, 40 million.
Hey? Oh,
Sporting.
Okay.
Oh, not you. Fuck.
I know. I've seen it already.
Oh, you've seen that one?
Fulham
have been everywhere, mate. Fulham they're doing loads. And Tyrique George as well. That's 3 players on deadline day. So, wow. I have to say, I'm pretty surprised about that one. From a Chelsea side, doesn't look like there's an awful lot more recent. There was potential that Santi Jimenez, he could have been an option for Chelsea, but that is nothing seems to have happened there. But Fabrizio has basically said that's not true. Buonanotte. This is a little update from Chelsea. Twice capped by Argentina. He arrives at Stamford Bridge and will strengthen our attacking options in a campaign that will see the Blues compete across 4 fronts. Not really an awful lot more. I think it's probably worth actually looking at our business that we've done now, and then we can go through it. So let's look at incomings first. So this is what I've got for you on incomings, Kev. Let's look at it together. And guys, feel free to get involved as well. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. The outgoings have been good, really good.
All right. Let's do incomings first.
Yeah.
All right. João Pedro. 60 mil.
Brilliant.
So you're happy with that?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Good value for money?
It seems so. He started exceptionally well. 7 goals, 7 appearances. Can't ask for any more. Brilliant.
Is it 7 goals or 7 GA? I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's 7 goals, so 7 GA, something like that. But credit where it's due.
I think it's 7 GA.
Yeah.
But I think it was 5 goals in 5 games, definitely.
Yeah. Great business.
Yeah.
Exactly what we needed, bro. I haven't had a chance to speak to you.
I think that we could have paid less. I don't think that 60 million was the best offer. The best deal we could have got.
Nah. You got to think of it like this, bro. Nicholas Jackson is going to Bayern on a pre-contract agreement. I think they said the agreement is £56 million. When you think João Pedro is very clear of Jackson, so I feel like £60 million is decent in this market right now. 60 million is reasonable for a player with that ceiling as well. Definitely, I'm happy with that.
So you're happy with that? That's a thumbs up.
Yeah, 100%.
Alejandro Garnacho, 40 million from Man United.
I'm happy
plus
with that.
a 10% sell-on clause.
I'm happy with Garnacho, but I would have preferred for us to go for Simons first and Garnacho after. But with that in mind, I can see why they've done it, because he meets all the requirements for a homegrown player. So it makes sense for him to go for him. I'm still yet to see why people are getting a bit frustrated about the signing, because end of the day, 2 years ago when he broke on the scene, we're looking at one of the best young players in Europe. So if we can get the mental coach to work with him, get the attitude a bit more straight, I still feel like he needs to mature as well. The guy has more haircuts and hair colours than games and than goals. So if he can mature a little bit,
I mean, you say that, you know, I've heard that argument a few times for Garnacho, and I'll tell you this right now. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. That just looking, and we'll go back to the play as well. This is a tweet I want to pull up, which I bookmarked, from Alice Talks Football. She's a Man United fan, and she does videos as well. So she said this: a list of players who went for more than Garnacho this summer: Fernandez, Hutchinson, Dibbling, Ramsey, Otawara, Felix, Gittins, Madueke, Alanga. Liverpool got 35 million for Kwanzaa with 4 Premier League starts last season. And Nkunku was only a few million less and on crazy wages. And then she said, I don't care if Garnacho was in the bomb squad. We could have easily got 50 million. Chelsea spent 55 million on Gittins, who's worse than Garnacho. I agree with that. And sold Madueke for 52 million. And then she says, we've been mugged off. He's had the most GA of any player 21 or under, apart from Yamal, across the last 2 seasons, doing it in an unsustainable side. 40 million for a talent with that potential is a joke. If he was a Chelsea player in their bomb squad, we'd have paid 70 million for him. Underrated online, big talent. And if Amorim gets sacked for a manager who likes direct wingers and he thrives at Chelsea, will look ridiculous. So just going on that point, Kev, like I thought she spoke very well, to be honest with you. And I think they're very valid points. So I think Garnacho is a much better player than people give him credit for. And I mean, I didn't even know about the GA. That was something that I was surprised by. It's got the most GA of any player 21 or under, apart from Yamal, across the last 2 seasons. Any player, mate, got the most.
Yeah. Facts. Garnacho is a good player. I'm not gonna lie, but he's just been mistreated, misplaced, and he's not suited to a system where the manager wants him in a team which is very unsettled. So he comes into this team which is very settled, on the up. We've got this new mental coach, which I feel like he'll be working with him very closely, just to get that mental side a bit more shored up. £40 million a beer still. You can only make profit off this signing. And this is the reason why I believe they've gone for him over the Simmons. I think Simmons is risky. You sign Simmons at 55 or 60 million. Who knows if he's going to perform? And then you're left with a player that you could lose out, like in Nkunku. And same thing with Nkunku. We've lost out. With Garnacho, you are not going to lose out. So, but the thing is with the Xavi Simmons deal is you can play attacking midfield and left. With Garnacho, you can only play left or right. I feel like we needed someone to cover Cole Palmer and attacking midfield there. But we've seen João Pedro. He started in the camp Saturday and done a reasonable job there. So I'm not concerned. It's just obviously, this Garnacho deal, for me, I'm happy with it, brother. I feel like £40 million is still, you can't go wrong. From a financial perspective, you're not going to lose money on him. And I feel like he will do better in a better team with better surroundings. I think he'll do better, bro. I think it'll be a good signing.
I totally agree, mate. I think the environment is something nobody speaks about, and they're not giving enough. They're not any career. Don't even have to think about football. You're in a toxic environment. You're not wanted. You don't feel valued. There's so much pressure. There's so much media attention. You're young. You're inexperienced, but you're still experienced at the same time, if that makes sense, because he's played a lot of football. I just think it's better in every single way. I want to know what you think in the chat as well. We're going to do another poll. Do you think it's a good deal? Do you think it's a bad deal? Or are you unsure how you feel? There you go. The poll is out. Let us know what you think. We'll go back to that poll shortly. So, Kev, as it stands, right, I've gone through the first two deals. Happy with João Pedro. Happy with Alejandro Garnacho. That's £100 million well spent. Okay. So then we go to Jamie Gittins.
Needs time. I need time to think about this one. I don't want to. I'd be very, very stupid and naive to say, it's a bad sign, and when we haven't. He's got a lot of time to adjust. He's coming from the German league. Different ball game. He's going to come to the Premier League so much quicker, less time on the ball. In the German league, he was playing in a counter-attacking team, which he thrived in. He's not going to be playing in the same kind of system. He's going to be playing in the team which keeps possession, so he's going to be having to pick up different positions on the pitch. So I'm yet to see Gittins the best of him so far, but in the glimpses where I have seen him, I think I've seen him against Leverkusen. He looked pretty sharp. I think with this signing, I think it needs time. So I'm indecisive on that one.
Indecisive. So you don't know how you feel?
Don't know how I feel about that one.
I mean, I think we overpaid. I think that, in all honesty, if you're going on fair market value, and sometimes it's due to people would be really annoyed about this, but I would have less. I don't want to say less problem paying that money for Garnacho, but I think you can justify the price more for Garnacho than you can for Jamie Gittins. I think Garnacho. By the way, do you think Garnacho is a better player than Gittins?
Yeah. It's proven. It's proven in the Prem. That's it.
I think Garnacho
is proven.
I think we got a fair deal for Garnacho. I just feel like we overpaid for Gittins. I would have honestly valued Gittins around 35. And I would have probably maxed out around 40. 45 would have been a piss take, but I would have been like, okay. I honestly think we got our pants pulled down by Dortmund. So I think from a financial point of view, I think it's pretty poor. From a footballing side, I think Jamie Gittins has a lot of potential, mate. I think the profile definitely fits what we need. He's direct. He likes to shoot. He doesn't go backwards. Yeah, he likes to take risks, mate. And out of all midfielders, he shoots a lot, which is a frustration we had with Jadon Sancho. But I don't think this season short term. I don't think it's a long term. It's a similar signing to Madueke. Obviously, we paid a bit more, but I believe we progress him over a couple of seasons. And if we keep him, we keep him. If we don't, we don't. I just don't feel like it's a signing for now. This is why I'm indecisive. I still feel like he needs a lot more time. I feel like in the cup games, he'll get a lot of time to prove himself, and I'm sure he'll shine. But for now, very indecisive. I don't know how I feel. But like you said, I feel like we have paid a bit too much over the odds for him. I feel like 30 to 35 million pounds for a player that's only had like 2 full seasons as a pro is ideal. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see with that one, Bo. That's all we can do is see with that one. So as it stands, so we're going to go sort of unsure with Gittins. I can agree with you on that. Unsure. Okay. Jurel Hato from Ajax. From what we hear, it was about £38 million according to Ajax, but the UK reports are saying 35 plus add-ons. I heard it was about 37. So, I mean, let's just go 37, 38, around that mark. But we knew that Ajax were desperate to sell, so they actually slashed about 10 million off of their asking price because they were scared that Chelsea would pull out of the deal and they would miss out on much needed finances for the club. So I think it was great business. I think that the price was good. I think Hato is the right profile as well, especially covering Cucurella, also being able to play centre-back when called upon. He's played centre-back many, many times for Ajax, and he's played left-back many, many times. And he was a captain at 19 years old, mate. He was a captain of Ajax. So I don't see a single negative from that deal. I actually think it's one of the best signings out of all of them. I think value for money is there. Resale value is there. Leadership qualities are there. Profile is there. Everything about that Hato deal is a thumbs up from me.
Yeah, I was happy with it. 100%. He covers two positions. He covers left back, covers centre back. Young, one of the up and coming best centre back left backs in the world. £35 million ideal. I have no complaints with it, and that's an area where we identified when we spoke before that we definitely needed to cover for Cucurella. So yeah, good signing. We haven't seen much of him so far, but obviously he's up against the best left back in the world. But I'm sure in cup competitions he'll get his chance, and we'll start seeing more of Hato. But yeah, very happy with that signing.
So that's a thumbs up from both of us then, yeah?
Thumbs up.
Okay, so far so good in terms of our incoming. Liam Delap, 30 million from Ipswich. That was a release clause, no doubt.
No brainer.
They would have tried to sell him for 50, mate, if they could have. And yeah, they had their pants pulled down. If we're being honest, that was a steal.
Bargain, but right now he's out for 6 weeks, so a bit unfortunate for him. But from what we've seen so far, even if he doesn't score a goal, he will put himself around. Got a brilliant attitude. He's not selfish. Exactly what we need. He just gives me the Diego Costa vibes every time I see him.
People take the piss when I say that. It's the truth.
No, he does.
Truth, mate. But you know what? Funny enough, now go on.
Carry on. Yeah, carry on.
No. You go, because I was going to say something else. Go on.
Yeah. I said he should model his game on Diego Costa, 100%. There's not many strikers in the game willing to roll their sleeves up, get in the faces of the centre backs and make their days hard. And that's exactly what he does. And I'm happy for my striker doing that. As long as he's still putting the chances away when they come in front of him, and Delap can finish. He might not get many chances because he likes to do the dirty work, and the ball's in front of him, he can finish, and that's the difference between him and Jackson. Jackson will give you all that hard work and all that grit, but he'll miss sitters after sitters. So with Delap for £30 million in this market, an absolute steal. And like I said, from a financial perspective, £30 million, that could probably be tripled in a couple of years. You're probably looking at a £90 million in 2 years' time. That's probably a £90 million player.
I mean, that's if he performs well, but I mean, I'm hoping he will. This is a short I was actually editing the other day, so it's funny enough you mentioned this. And I was saying to Don as well in the stadium, a lot of people take the piss, but he is the closest striker we've had since we've had Diego Costa. Like, you look at all the strikers we've had, Tammy Abraham, Morata, Jackson, like all of these guys, none of them really compare. And I do think that we're so lucky with Delap, and I think he's a proper Chelsea striker as well. How many times have we've seen a striker on there getting bullied, diving, doing all, and we just go, especially in the MHL when you've got a lot of older fans, just go, get up. I just think that Delap is he's an option that can actually bully them. He's one that can cause them problems. Not 100% ability as well. And that is what we would have missed if we didn't have Jackson. But Delap is the next best player in the league, if I'm not wrong, in terms of being able to carry the ball from deep positions and progress up the pitch. I think there you go. So that was I literally was editing that the other day. So funny enough that you mentioned that. I mean, I'd love to know your thoughts on Delap in the comments as well, guys. Let us know. But yeah, 100% huge fan of Delap, mate. In terms of value for money, probably better than Hato, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think there's any other signing that comes close to value for money. But I mean, we are going to talk about Esteval, so there's a conversation there. That's a big thumbs up from both of us.
No, a sole goal, you missed him.
What's that, mate?
A sole goal, you missed him.
I was just asking you about Delap. That's a thumbs up.
Oh, sorry. No, bro. Like, come on. There's not even point in asking that question. Absolutely, we've finally had someone else's pants down for once, and definitely Ipswich's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dario Asugo, £18.5 million from Sporting. He's brought in as a defensive midfielder to cover for Caicedo?
Cover for Lavia.
Well, and Caicedo. Caicedo's going to need a rest at some point.
Yeah, I seen Lavia running around up and down the other day with his knee looking pretty shacked up. So I'm not sure if it's a recurring injury, which is picked up again once again. But a starter, from what I've seen with him in the Club World Cup, he looks a good player. And for £18.5 million, you can't go wrong. As cover for Caicedo in cup games, he's going to break up play, he's going to do the dirty work, and that's what you want. So I am happy with that signing, as long as it's just back up. Obviously, with Lavia, with Lavia at the moment, we cannot trust this guy. Cannot trust him. The season's not even started yet, and he's already out injured, bro. So we needed another player in there which could do a Caicedo role, and we found it in Estargo for very cheap. So yeah, a thumbs up from me with that one. Fair
enough. How are we doing, Dharmesh? Good to see you, mate.
Yes, boys. Big up the channel as well, man. Yeah, just this deadline day is a bit baffling. I thought the deadline was 11 p.m. because I thought that was a normal.
That is the Scottish deadline.
Okay. Because normally deadline days are around 11 o'clock. That's when you mentioned and messaged me earlier. It's at 7 o'clock. I was like, wait, I swear it's not 7 o'clock. But yeah, I guess there's a bit of doom and gloom as towards how our sort of business has gone. But when with the list that you got up there, bro, I mean, like. We have made some decent signings this summer. I wouldn't say it's the worst window we've had, but there's obviously more to be argued that could have been done. But at the same time, I'm pretty content with the window, and obviously stuff out of our control, like Delap getting injured. I think Kev was touching upon Lavia getting injured as well, and that's obviously why we got Isugo in as well. But the Delap stuff, we can't help. I mean, like what are fans sort of expecting? Where are we expected to go spend another 50-60 million on a striker to bring him in, and then eventually he's eventually Delap's gonna be the third choice, or this new striker will be the third choice? Like sometimes context is everything. And I mean, obviously the Nicholas Jackson stuff, I don't know if you guys have touched on it already, but that's just unfortunate on his side, on our side as well, that it's happened like this. And obviously either Gu or Jackson were going to be recalled, and it's clear that Jackson obviously doesn't want to come back to us, but it is what it is. I mean, I know it does seem a bit negative towards the end of the window too far. I can understand fans being frustrated, but at the same time, there's stuff out of our control really that we like I mentioned before.
I'll tell you one thing, guys. Got some more news that's come out. Not good news, I'm afraid. With less than 1 hour of the window remaining, there's still nothing progressing over Raheem Sterling's future. That's according to Matt Law. And then a follow-up from Sky. Raheem Sterling looks like he will be staying at Chelsea unless something unexpected and dramatic happens. So what's your reaction to that? I'll start with you, Kev, and then Dharmesh after.
Wow. I thought Saudi Arabia would come up with some money or something. And when I seen Tyrique George going to Fulham, and when we've obviously negotiated something over the last few weeks about him going there, and it didn't quite materialise, it's just a bit unfortunate that they've taken the wrong player from us. And Fulham have been smart as well, taking George over Sterling. But it's just one of the things. What can we do with a player who's on 320 grand a week? You're going to want to leave. He's just going to sit there and rot away and earn his living. Is Sterling bothered? No. All we can try and do is just try and push for him to go in January. But the thing is now, what you're going to find is he's not getting no game time. He's just going to be unfit. He's not going to be match fit come to January. Who's going to want to sign a player that is not getting game time? Ultimately, you can train as much as you can, but it's about lasting and getting that game time. So it's just going to be a difficult scenario of getting rid of this player. And I'm just so frustrated that he's still in this Chelsea squad, still in Cobham. When look at him, he's there with his picture holding up the Arsenal sign. It's just a total disrespect to us Chelsea boys, bro. But yeah, what can we do, bro? There's nothing we can do. All we can do is just cross our fingers and hope someone comes up with the goods, because I'm sure the Saudi Arabia, their transfer window is a bit longer than ours, isn't it? I'm sure that goes.
Which window? Sorry,
Saudi Arabia. I'm sure their
think so. Yeah.
So all we can do is just keep our fingers crossed and not one of them come in with a bid, and we just get him gone. That's all we can. That's all we can expect. Literally.
Damesh.
My general thoughts on Sterling. I mean, it was always going to be difficult to offload a player that's on high wages, and when he's not really excelled or performed in any other sort of shirt that apart from Chelsea, like Arsenal, he didn't perform at all. For us, he didn't perform. Came over this big expectation that he was going to be this, be one of the last Pep gems to come to us and take us to glory. But it's gone completely the opposite. It's been a horrific signing. It's been horrific planning as well. This is when obviously Bowley and Co first took over, didn't they? I think that's when we signed Sterling. He was one of the first ones, and then that's obviously a decision that we've made without the current sporting directors. But I mean, like realistically, we know Sterling's not going to play. We know players like Disasi and Chilwell aren't going to play. So I think it's just a matter of time when we do get rid of them. Obviously, it's frustrating to have them on the books still. But I think we just have to suck this one up, to be honest with you, and hopefully ride it out for the next. Let's see if anything comes in the next 20 minutes. If not, then January.
Yeah. A quick question. I'm sure Disasi was negotiating a deal with Wolves.
West Ham.
West Ham.
That could still happen. That could still happen.
Wolves. But think about this. We should be. Crystal Palace has just signed Mark Guehi. No, Liverpool have just signed him. Guehi. Yeah.
The centre back is Guehi. Ours is Guiu.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll get it one day. So Liverpool have just signed him. Why don't we offer Disasi to Crystal Palace? Quick. 20 minutes. Just get it.
But do we want to help Liverpool though? That's the other thing.
No. Disasi to Palace as a cover, because they've obviously lost the centre back. I don't know, but we need to get these boys off the books, man. It's even by the Shield as well. There's still a couple to get rid of, but this Sterling one is going to be very difficult. We said it, Alex, a few weeks ago. This is going to be very difficult. I can't see anything happening with it. The only thing I can see, there's two options with this. He runs down his contract, he sits in Cobham and just rots, or we terminate his contract. That's how I think
he might retire, to be fair. I mean, if you look at his career, he's had regardless of the last sort of 4 or 5 years, he's had a fantastic career as a winger. And I'm sure hopefully he sees that maybe it's time to hang up his boots, because he knows that he's not of that level anymore. And we've tried every sort of league as well. We've tried Serie A, we've tried La Liga, we've tried the Bundesliga, tried offloading to there. But even lower league, sort of Premier League clubs or Championship club, he still doesn't want it. But I think it might be time for Sterling to hang his boots up, I think. And maybe do some punditry, be interested to see his career.
Do you know what? He's only 29, bro. He's still fairly young.
Is he 29 only?
He's not 29. He's not 29.
I was going to say, isn't he like 30 now?
He's older than that.
He's 29, 30. He's just turned 30, bro.
Well, hang on. Is he 29 or is he 30?
He's just turned 30, I think.
I think he's older than 30.
He was like 30.
He's 30 now. He's 30. His birthday is the 8th of December. So he's going to be 31 this year.
Okay.
So he's still fair. He's still got. I think he go America. He'd be America, Saudi Arabia. Go there, get the books, and just that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know how we haven't negotiated. When you think about Son, he's just gone to LAFC. Like towards the end of the career, you've got how many players that go to those leagues, to the retirement leagues. I don't know why we haven't negotiated sending him there. That's the only way for him now.
Interest, Kev. You can't just set offer players that if there's nobody interested, then it's not going to happen. Let's get back on
wages.
I mean the wages are extortionate. Let's get back to let's get back to what we were doing before. So, just to bring you up to date, Damesh, we've gone through João Pedro, Garnacho, Gittins, Hato, Delap. Those are the players we've spoken about so far. And basically, me and Kev are in agreement that we're happy with all of those deals, but we're a bit unsure about Gittins. That's the only one that we're not 100%.
You guys are happy about Garnacho as well?
Yeah. Okay. We're happy with Garnacho. I mean, you're not happy with him?
I'd say out of that list, I guess Garnacho and Gittins are probably the ones where I'm a bit, I feel a bit unsure about compared to what we had. Obviously, I'm not counting Mudryk in this because Mudryk's like, yeah, he's done anyway. But compared to where we sold Nani Madueke, are they both better than Madueke? I don't know. And that was my biggest problem, was selling Madueke, but then bringing in someone who's, I guess, a lower level than both of them, in my opinion, anyway. I don't think Gittins and Garnacho are better than Madueke, personally. But obviously it remains to be seen. Like, I want to be proved wrong. Honestly, like, yeah, happy days. If they tear it up and smash it, then happy days. That's good. But I'm looking at that left wing option now, and I'm confident. Not the most confident, to be fair. But as I said, had we kept Madueke instead of buying, say, a Garnacho or Gittins, I'd be a bit more okay. I'd be a bit more optimistic on it.
Fair enough. What's your take on Asugo then, Damesh?
Yeah, I think he'll be a great signing for us, especially in the cup games. I think he'll be of most of use in those cup games. I mean, I'm already looking ahead to, say, the Lincoln game, where that's a potential game for him to start for us and build some confidence and minutes up. And then, yeah, Caicedo's going to need the rest at some point, and there will be a time in the season where Caicedo does get suspended for too many yellows, and I'm sure he'll pick up a red card at some point as well. Just for the nature of his game, I do see that happening. So it's important that we nurture him in and we still play him, just to keep his fitness level sharp. And yeah, I think it's good business. 18 million for Asugo, and I keep mentioning about Kev talking about Lavia. I mean, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with Lavia. So in the grand scheme of things, I think it's a good signing that we've got Asugo in, based on not trusting Lavia's fitness.
What about you, Kev?
Who was you talking about again, mate?
Fucking
hell, Kev. Come on, mate. I've been going for over 2 hours.
No, we've got down to no. We've got down to Asugo, so we're on Estava William now, aren't we? Yeah.
No, we're still talking about Asugo.
Asugo, I've already spoke about him. I said, yeah, I'm happy with it. I feel like we cannot trust Lavia. More injuries in games over the last few years. Like I said a minute ago, I've seen him on his Instagram very shortly. Put a video of him running with his knee strapped up. I just don't feel like it's not looking good. I feel like we needed to bring someone in who's more, what's the word I'm looking for? More reliable. Lavia's not reliable, so I feel like the pressure can be fine. Saido in cup games, so he's not playing every single game. And Asugo does do a similar job, so I'm very happy with it. 18.5 million pounds, can't complain with the price.
It's not a lot of money, is it? In the modern day market, it's a piece of
pennies.
Phenomenal business, I think, for us.
Pennies.
Yeah.
No, I'm happy with it, mate. I think it's just smart cover. I mean, I don't really know enough about Asugo. I know he's very, very good at winning the ball back. Yeah, he's a ball winner. He can run up and down the field as well.
Would you guys start him in the Lincoln game, or not risk it really and play Caicedo?
Yeah, definitely.
Probably
start him. We've got to start all the Gittins, Garnacho, all the second stringers.
I'd start Garnacho against Lincoln. I'd start
Asugo.
I'd probably play Mark Guiu as well.
Willian, all of them. Yeah.
Hato, I'd want to see him play. From a fitness perspective, if Gusto can stay fit, I'd start him. I wouldn't have any issues rotating. I mean, I'd say rotating. Gusto's been playing a lot anyway. So we're all happy with Asugo then, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Esteval Willian, in brackets, Massinho. Fucking hell. 29 million pounds initial transfer fee, which can go up to 22 million pounds on top. So that was agreed in 2024. What are we thinking about that one, guys?
Yeah, I mean, I was one of the very few people, and I think I mentioned on this show, and I've said to other Chelsea fans as well. I was very skeptical of signing Esteval, I'll be honest, at the start, just because there was so much hype around this kid when we first signed him. Like, oh, Esteval's going to do this, Esteval's going to do this constantly. I mean, you have people staying up till like 2-3 a.m. Watching his games in Brazil. I'm like, wow, like that's crazy for a player that's not even played 1 minute of Premier League football. But my God, he has proved me wrong so much. Genuinely, like, wow, what a player, what a talent. I mean, like, one of our best players of the season so far is an 18-year-old winger, and I'm not saying that's anything bad, but it just shows how good he is and how he's impressed me. I mean, like, I'm probably the minority of fans that probably were against relying on Esteval so much. I was like, we're getting rid of Madueke, but we're relying on this Esteval so much to hit the ground running, be that replacement for Madueke, and to have more goal output and more clinical action with him as well. But yeah, I mean, yeah, arguably our so far best signing of the season so far. I mean, it's only 3 games in, but yeah, there's no doubt on the talent now with Esteban for me. I mean, yeah, he's completely proved me wrong, and rightfully so as well. He's just unbelievable from the left hand side, the right hand side, even in the 10 at times as well. Yeah, he's been sensational for us, especially the West Ham game. I mean, playing last minute as well. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do. Being called upon last minute of the game as well, and to drop a man of match-esque performance. I thought he was good, but I thought he was. Would I say good? I thought he was sensational. I thought Neto was probably better that game personally for me, but yeah, couldn't argue with him getting man of the match, to be fair. And then even at times when we looked a bit shaky against Fulham in the first half, everything was going through him. I mean, the way he skinned Calvin Bassey was unreal. And, yeah, it was brilliant. Yeah. And then even the second half, he could have had a goal. His first sort of Stamford Bridge goal for us, but it's going to come for sure. And but he's a good talent for us. He's a brilliant talent.
Let me just ask you this, Dummett. You said he's our best signing this summer.
So far, 3 games in. I mean, we've got a small sample size, but
I'd say Pedro.
Fair enough. Yeah. I think the reason why I say Esteban at the moment is just the impact of the league campaign itself. I'm not looking at the Club World Cup because obviously, for me, that's last season. That's not really this season. That's my opinion anyway. But I'm looking at the Palace game as well. He completely changed the game in the Palace game when he came on as well. I mean, João Pedro is non-existent in that game. I mean, he wasn't great. But as soon as Esteban did come on, he was showing signs of taking on players, causing Palace to double up on us. As I mentioned, the West Ham game just dropped a man of match performance last minute by coming to the starting 11 literally 15-20 minutes before kick-off, and then again produced a good performance against Fulham. So the sample size, as I said, is very small, but I'd say if I was to pick right now, I'd say he's probably most important at the moment.
Fair enough. Kev, what's your take on it?
Wow, definitely agree with Dharmesh. If not the best signing, the second best signing. And I mentioned, just remember talking to you before, Alex, I said, he's going to need time. I said, give him time. That's what the key word was, time. I was not expecting him to come in and be doing this after 3 or 4 games. 18-year-old kid, moving to London, different climate, different, everything's different. Imagine coming from that climate to England, big team, big club, away from family, etc. And he's come and hit the ground running. Goals to show about his mentality. For an 18-year-old kid, give it 2-3 years time. I'm seeing one of the best players in the world. I honestly believe that. The way he put that guy in his arse, what's his name, on Saturday as well. Bassey. When we've seen Bassey take out defenders, take out attackers with his strength, and he literally used his brain. He knows he's not going to outdo him physically, but he literally seen it coming, stepped out of the way, see you later. So it goes to show that he's got it up here as well as down on his feet. He's got them on it up there, and that's what we like to see for someone so young. It's all about the mentality and what he can bring, and he's hit the ground running straight away. So I'm so delighted that he's playing the blue shirt, and so much more to come. And fair play to Enzo Maresca as well, because for me personally, if I was the manager of Chelsea, I would have thrown him in the deep end so quickly. But he has just said, you know what? Just go and show me what you can do. And the manager has to give you that confidence, and that's what he's done. So fair play for Maresca. I think a lot of credit needs to go to Maresca for giving him the confidence to come in and doing what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
We've got 10 minutes left in the window, guys. If you haven't already smashed that like button, please do. All right. Whether you're watching on YouTube or X, I think on all platforms, we've got about 1,200 people. So big up to everyone that's watching. Any form of support helps. Going back to the Garnacho poll as well, I completely forgot about that. let's just end that poll and then see what people have said about Garnacho. So we have 64% of people saying that the deal is a good deal, bringing in Garnacho. 22% of people think it's a bad deal, and 12% of people are unsure. So the majority are with me and Kev. We think it's a good deal. And I know, Damesh, you were unsure yourself. You're not entirely... Same with Gittins, which me and Kev, to be fair, we're with you on that. But yeah, fair enough. So smash that like button, guys. We're not wrapping it up yet. We've still got a little bit of time to go, so don't you worry there. But maybe we'll have a surprise in the next 10 minutes. Who knows? Now,
also, happy 2-year anniversary to Cole Palmer as well. He signed for Chelsea 2 years ago today as well. So big up to him as well.
Yeah, shout out to Cole. Yeah.
2 years, man. It's mad.
We're going to leave out the other signings that have gone to Strasbourg just because I don't think they're really relevant at the moment. So we'll focus on outgoings now. So let's go with Noni Madueke. And, well, I'll just say this. I think it was brilliant, the sale of Madueke. I know a lot of people were unhappy because we sold him to a direct rival in Arsenal. But if we're being totally honest...
This happens in football.
Yeah, but when the money is that good, when the profit is that good, why would you say no?
I wanted Madueke out. He's had a stink of a season last year. The amount of games he played and the numbers he brought in wasn't good enough, bro. Same with Jackson. They were not up to Chelsea standard. And was it last season or the season before that against Everton where there was fighting for the ball? I think it was the season before, wasn't it?
Pochettino season, yeah. Palmer scored for that day,
yeah. You got to question their attitudes. I don't feel like Madueke's got a good attitude. So yeah, brilliant business. You've more or less doubled your profits on him. Let him go to Arsenal. I've seen him play for Liverpool, play for Arsenal yesterday, doing the same thing he does for us. He just slows down the play. He gets the ball in those positions where you want your winger just to whip it in. I don't care. If you've got a guy called in the box, I don't want you taking the touch, cutting in, slowing the game down. Just take a touch, get the ball in the box, and you can see he'll slow the ball game down, he'll pass the ball back. Continuously doing the same thing. So for me personally, the right one's on the wall for him. Unfortunately, he's gone to one of our rivals, but if you're going to make 20, 25 million pound profit, why not? So I thought that was.
Do you agree with that, Damesh?
Yeah, I agree with bits of it, to be fair. I always thought with Madueke, if the price was right for me, then I'd be willing to let go. I wasn't one of those people that were like, Madueke is one of the first players that needs to go in the summer. If the price was right for me, which it all bloody is. I mean, like we've got 52 mil for him roughly with add-ons, with add-ons and stuff. I would have slapped your hand off if anyone told me that we'd be doing that over the summer. But I think my biggest worry is how, like I mentioned before, how players like Gittins and Garnacho were fair for us, because if they're not going to be at the standard that Madueke was at, then 100% we've made a mistake of letting Madueke go. But whether that's remained to be seen, we don't know. But 52 million, as I say, is brilliant business for a player that we've made profit on. And I think Kev mentioned about slowing the game down as well. Yeah, 100% he did for Arsenal yesterday. I mean, every time there was a chance to attack Liverpool's back four, we didn't take it at all. And it felt for Gyökeres a little bit with the service and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, let's just hope players like Esteban, Gittins, Garnacho, João Pedro, Liam Delap, all those players contribute towards the GA, because that's something that was lacking for Madueke. Yeah. Like we saw flashes of a good player there, but he didn't get enough GA, and that's ultimately why
half his GA came against one team, Wolves. That's
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Literally. How much GA? Was it 9 GA for the season? So that's 33%.
He had only 9 GA for the season.
Was it 9?
No way.
Sure, it was 9.
Maybe Premier League. That wouldn't have been all comp.
I think it might have been 12 in all competitions. And considering you scored 3 against one team, and he played, I think, over 45 games, not good enough, bro. Not good enough.
He scored
Too
at the
much
bridge
of
as
the
well,
same.
didn't he, against Wolves, I think, as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and he scored against Bournemouth, I think it was as well. Good enough,
Wow.
bro. Just not good enough. And you
I'm
know what it is
surprised
as
by
well? When you look at this new guy we brought in from, because that's another player that we forgot to mention. This Bordenette from Brighton. Is it Bordenette? I forgot to pronounce his name. Bordenette. Look at this guy's work rate. When you look at, just go on YouTube and when we've done it, and look how he tracks back and he presses and he works. Mudryk doesn't give you that, bro. That's why I believe that it doesn't suit what the manager wants to do. Too many times we've seen it last year. The guy will get to cross the ball or lose the ball, and he's too busy pulling his shorts up and walking back, bro. That's what you see. That's what I'm seeing. I want to see my winger running back to get that ball and helping back. That's what I want to see. Mudryk is not going to do that for you, bro. So £52 million for me, brilliant business.
Yeah, I agree. So we're all in agreement then. Good deal. Obviously, Dharmesh, though, you're waiting to see what happens with Garnacho and Gittins. I guess that's where you're kind of thinking,
yeah,
we're going to be careful. But I didn't rate Mudryk that much, I'll be honest. I didn't rate him that much. I thought he was all right. No. I thought he was fine. No. But very disposable asset, in my opinion. João Felix, we got a sale up to £43 million, including add-ons. Yeah. The initial fee is 26.2 million. So roughly we're breaking even, maybe even a small loss, but considering nobody else would have even come close, again, it's a great sale considering the circumstances. From a business acumen point of view, you go, well, it doesn't really make a dent, but we needed to get a player out the door, and we didn't just do it. We did it for a very, very good price. And I think Chelsea would have probably sold him for less if we didn't have any other options. So very successful sale for a player who was never really going to have a chance playing ahead of Cole Palmer.
No, well, unfortunately not. It's a shame with go on, Kev, go on.
Oh no, you carry on, Thomas. Carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna say with Felix, man. I mean, it's a shame we didn't get to see more of him because I feel like there's still a player in there, but like you said, he's never going to start against start ahead of Cole Palmer. We saw him play on the left, didn't we? I think that might be one of the last games we saw him play. Was most memorable one was Leicester, wasn't it, last season away, where he played on the left and he absolutely I thought that was one of his best games for us. But and then you have players like Nkunku in that position as well. We obviously got João Pedro in the door now, and the writing was all for Felix, to be fair, when we sent him on loan. It was always going to happen that we were going to sell him in the summer, and it was more of a board signing really to bring him back. I don't think Maresca ever wanted him anyway. So it's a shame because I do still think there's a player in there. I mean, there's a player in most of these players, but whether they suit the system or not and what the manager wants, that's a whole different question. So yeah.
Go on, Kev.
Attitude wasn't up to Chelsea standard. Physicality wasn't up to a Premier League standard. Mentality of Cristiano Ronaldo, and ability of
I wouldn't say the mentality of Ronaldo, mate. I know what you're trying to say.
But the hype of Ronaldo and the ball game of freaking just not for us. Not for us. So I was very worried that we wouldn't get him out. But like I said, the beauty of Saudi Arabian money, the beauty of Ronaldo, obviously whispering one of the board members here saying bring him there. So brilliant business. We've got exactly what we sold him for. Brilliant business. Hopefully we don't go and sign him again for the third time. That's all I've got to say. See you later.
Good. I like that one, Kev.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Kev, I've missed having you on the channel. You had a good holiday. You had a lot of drama on your holiday, but it's all good now. Did you manage to sort that thing out? Was it all good in the end?
Bro, freaking hell, bro. So this is what happened. So the first day on holiday, I almost gonna go through it. I know. So the first day on the holiday, so we've got the bags. We stepped in to the apartment. We've literally gone to the shop. We've got some the inflatables. Sienna and Diana said, I'm coming out in a minute. I said, Sienna, just watch your brother. Literally, I'm getting changed, getting into my shorts. All I hear is echo. I'm thinking, bro, It's echoing round the whole building, bro.
Oh,
Bro,
jeez.
I'm thinking, what's going on here? I'm shouting at Sienna. I'm saying, what have you done to your brother? As I'm getting closer, I'm seeing, and Dion's literally sat down. He's holding his foot. I'm like, I know. Look, bro, it was horrific, bro. You probably get the picture up, Al. I'm happy for you to show
the picture up, Kev. I'm not getting that up.
Yeah.
You can
basically,
just describe it if you want to.
Yeah, there's a gas.
Was it like a Katsuma incident of?
Biggest cut ever down the back of his Achilles in his heel. Disgusting.
Oh.
11 stitches. And I'm telling you now, this was 1 minute into the holiday. So the last day of holiday, me and the wife went out. After all the crap we've been through, went out for a drink. The toilet was rammed in his karaoke bar. I was steaming. My fault. I said, Alex, go and use the toilet next door.
By the way, I'm not the one he's talking about. That's his partner.
I was going to say.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, where's she gone? She comes walking in. She's like, Kev, I got locked in the toilet. I've just kicked the door down. I'm like, what? So I'm thinking, just forget it. Like, I just thought like it would have been minor. Like, just so these two guys come steaming into the bar. They don't grab my missus, but they're like, come out. I'm thinking, what's going on here? They've walked us into the bar. I've looked at the door, bro. The door's hanging off, bro.
Oh my god!
Just kick the door down, mate.
Jeez.
Yeah, the Spanish police have come and everything, bro. It's just been a nightmare. So that cost me 400 quid.
Oh, so you didn't sort it in the end? No.
400 quid out of pocket, bro.
There you go. Hey, Kev, before we go on, the window is shut, people. The window is now closed. So Chelsea's business has been finalised. I don't know of any new deals that have happened since then. I think that's it. So no more incomings for Chelsea, but potentially we could see some more outgoings. So listen, let's just crack on with these ones as well. So we're I mean, just going on what I was saying earlier. So on the incomings, we're happy with João Pedro. Me and Kev are happy with Garnacho. We're all unsure about Gittins. We're happy with Hato. We're happy with Delap. We're happy with Asugo. We're happy with Esteval. We'll ignore the Strasbourg one just because it's not really relevant at the moment.
What about Bonanete?
Oh, Bonanete. That's a good point, actually. I didn't put that one on there. Again, there's probably another one a bit like Gittins. I don't really know what to think.
For a loan as well for one season,
but it's low risk, isn't it? So I mean, we're not exactly
low risk. Yeah, that's really positive.
We're not spending an arm and a leg on it.
But my only thing is with the relationship we've got at Brighton is, what if he comes, we develop him, he does well. We haven't got a buy clause on the deal. He goes back to Brighton and they go and sell him on for more.
Well, basically, we have a matching clause. So that if they get a bid for 30 million, Brighton will call us and say, "Listen, we've had a bid for 30 million. If you want to match it, you can." So
just hopefully we don't get our pants pulled down with this one. But it's low risk. A bit underwhelming considering we got fed the agenda that we was getting Xavi Simons. But I think he's a good player. He scored against us a couple of years ago, as well as the guy's work rate is an absolute workhorse. He grafts, he gets back, does the dirty side, he can finish, and you'll link up well with Nacho because obviously both being Argentinian. So maybe, you got to look at these signings from a lot of perspectives. Don't just think, because he's not a massive name. I feel like he comes in, he could do fairly well. There's no pressure on it whatsoever. So hopefully he can do well for us this season. That's all I can say.
Hey, so here's an update. Disasi will not be joining West Ham, but more positive update. Here we go. Strasbourg have agreed a deal to sign Ben Chilwell on a 2-year contract.
Mad.
We are taking the piss, bruv. Oh, Tom, this is Tom Bowling now. Hello, Todd. Yeah, I've got Ben Chilwell. Yeah, I want to buy him. Okay, how much for? Yeah. Why don't he do that with Sterling? Why ain't he done that with Sterling?
Mate, because Strasbourg don't want Sterling, mate. That's 325.
It's not up to It's not up to Strasbourg. It's up to Tom Bowley.
I don't think Strasbourg can afford that, mate. I don't think they can afford
Sterling as well, man. If you're getting paid 200k a week, then yeah, you're going to be sat in your ass, aren't you? So,
wow,
bloody hell.
There's a stat, by the way. The stats come out. Chelsea become the first ever Premier League club to bank over 300 million from player sales. It's a new record.
Is there a club in world football that have ever bagged that much in one window?
No,
ever?
Never. Nowhere near.
No,
nowhere near.
The first ones to do it, man.
And the thing is, this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't believe what I see on Instagram too tough. Because at the end of the day, it's only the other day that I'm seeing that Chilwell's back in the squad training, ready to go for next season, and then all of a sudden, here we go. He's got to Strasbourg. Yeah, that's a shocker. That one, I wasn't expecting that at all.
What's your take on it, Kev? Like from a footballing standpoint, I mean, and then obviously financially as well.
Financial more than anything. That's what is it? 300k? Is it 300k a week? He's on.
No, he's on less than 300. He's on about 200, I would say.
200.
Probably about 180. I'd say 180.
Absolutely amazing bit of business to get him off the books, but it's just like transferring something to another because it's all part of the same group, isn't it? I don't know how they're going to figure that one out, but we'll leave them to look at the logistics and stuff. But all I'm bothered about is getting him off the books. We just don't need him here. He's just gonna rot away at Cobham. Obviously, he's going to go link up with an English manager as well, so he'll probably do well in France. So all the best to him. And end of the day, we can't sit here and slander his name. End of the day, only three, four seasons ago, he was winning the Champions League. Also, he's probably one of the best left backs in the league. Obviously, it hasn't gone too well for him with injuries. But all we can say is thanks, Chile, for your time and go and do well at our sister club. That's all we can expect from him and all we can hope for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on, Damesh.
Yeah, no, it's the same feelings as Kev, really. I mean, Chilwell's been a good servant to the club. I mean, ruined by injuries, 100%. I mean, as soon as that injury happened, I mean, he was never the same player, and then, especially in the position that he played in as well, the explosiveness of his pace playing down left wing back as well for us. I mean, that was really that was prime Chilwell. But he won us a couple of trophies as well. He was, as I said, a good servant as well to the club. I wish him all the best. That's all he could really do, to be fair. And let's hopefully find a better solution for him after the 2 years to see what happens, depending on when his contract.
Is it a 2-year loan deal or permanent?
It's a permanent deal, mate, with a 2-year contract.
There you got him. It's gone.
Yeah, and then he'll come up against Crystal Palace as well, won't he, in the Conference League as well, I believe, because we've got. Well, I say we've got great. Strasbourg. I've got Crystal Palace as well. So let's see if we can knock them out. Let's see.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't know much about Strasbourg, if I'm honest. I haven't watched any of their games, but I've heard good things about Liam Rosnier. I know he's playing good football. I've seen the results and the development of obviously Santos and Petrovic when he was there as well. So, no doubt that it's a good club for players to thrive at if they don't have the opportunity at Chelsea. It's a good stepping stone, but I think it's a good move for his career as well. It's a brand new start. It's a new league. And sometimes that's what you need as a player. You just need to get away.
Yeah. And Liam Rosner, obviously he's a former Blue as well, isn't he? He used to play for Chelsea, didn't he? He'll come for the ranks at us.
No, he played for Hull.
I'm sure he came. I'm sure he was a Chelsea. He came for the ranks at us. He was Cobham graduate. I'm sure he was.
Maybe he played at Cobham. I'm not sure, but he played for Hull. Yeah. He managed Hull as well, and he did a good job. And they still sacked him anyway. So it's quite a smart appointment from Strasbourg. I've been a fan of Liam Rosnier from what I've heard. Don't actually think he's had a bad. I don't think he's actually had a bad. Properly bad stint at a club, but then he's he's not been a manager for that long.
Yeah, but yeah, man. Fair play to, like I said, this has been on the players going out front. It's been an amazing window, absolutely 10-10 window. But the players coming in, not so highly in my thoughts.
But Kev, we just went through it, and every single player except for Jamie Gittins, you were a fan of.
I think it means quantity.
No, but I still feel like we could have done better. And what I mean by that is I still wanted a top draw centre-back. I still wanted a better goalkeeper. These are the areas that we really needed to address. but we focused more on wingers once again and attacking players. We have completely neglected the defensive part of the pitch. And I feel like that's the reason, that may be the reason come May that we're not lifting the Premier League. When you look at Liverpool, the leadership, the quality they have got at the back, and when you look at us, I'm not saying it's that bad, but can you rely on Shaloba and Tosin to win your Premier League with Sanchez behind them? Do you understand what I mean? Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand the different Arsenal, your cities, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, look at their triangle with the goalkeeper, centre backs, and look at ours, bro. That's the reason why we are not going to win the league. And we should be going to win the league. I said it. We are the board expects us fans to be happy with top four. We are not a top four club, bro. We should be going to win it. And I just don't feel like we have got the team to do it at this present time. So it hasn't been a 10-10 window for me.
Well, not 10-10, but it's been decent, mate.
I said 5-6 at max. 5-6 at max.
What about you, Damesh?
Yeah, I echo sort of the words that Kev said. I mean, if we want to challenge for the league, we need a triangle or a back three of Liverpool, Arsenal. I wouldn't say City now. They're a bit with Donnarumma, and I guess that's a plus for them.
Go.
But at the same time, like I think in terms of quality of centre backs, I think we've probably got on a level of Man City, if not maybe a little bit better than what they have at the moment. But historically, Diaz and Stones have been quality. But if you look at Saliba, Gabriel Raya, and you look at Van Dijk, Guehi / Kanate, and now Alisson, and compared to ours, I mean, with the Levi Colwill injury, that should have been a kick up the arse for us to go and get someone, in, and go get someone better potentially to sort of dismantle him from the squad, I guess, really. Because look, we all know how good Levi Colwill has been for us, but is he really good? Is he really the man to take us to a Premier League title? Is he of the level of Liverpool and Arsenal centre backs? I don't think so, and that's maybe one bit of the transfer window where I'm looking at it and being like, oh, we should have strengthened in this area. I mean, the goalkeeper as well. I mean, the goalkeeper's done well for the back end of the season. The Club World Cup, and he started the season well, but long term, we can't trust Sanchez or Jorgensen to save us points in matches. Like, we expect goalkeepers to save us between 5 to 10 points a season, and I don't think we're getting that from Robert Sanchez or Jorgensen. So if I was to rank the window, I'll probably say a 6.5 out of 10. There's obviously more room for improvement of players that we could have got in, and squad depth wise of what we got rid of. There's definitely signings that we should have acted on.
I just wanted us to okay, with Sanchez, I feel like he had a Club World Cup keeper, player of the tournament or keeper of the tournament, whatever. He's done well, but I just feel like coming up against the best players in Europe, he's just gonna let us down. He really is. I could see it happening. I don't want to jinx us, but we've witnessed it for 2 years. That's the area which we identified as being a key position in the team for us to go on and achieve things, and we haven't done it. We were so close to signing a top stopper, and we couldn't get it across the line. And this is not me being a sport fan, like Papa Chelsea said. This is me looking at the facts. You know, is Sanchez good enough to take you to a Premier League winning a Premier League? No, he isn't. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
And the choice for Mike Maignan was there as well. Remember at the start of the window. That's what a lot of people forget as well. At the start of the window.
If we had got a Maignan or got a Donnarumma, I would then be looking and saying this is 8.5 to a 9 window. That's how key getting a top stopper was. We haven't done it. We are now left to Sanchez. It's only a matter of time. I'm going to be sitting here in a few weeks' time, and I'm going to look at Chelsea Fan TV, and everyone's going to be fuming, saying, "Get this effing keeper out!" It's only a matter of time. I can see it. We've done it. It's 2 years. We've been saying the same thing. What's going to change? I'd like to think it will, but I'm not confident it will. I'm not confident.
Hey, we'll find out. We will find out. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to make predictions too early. I'm feeling good about the club, Kev. I don't know. I feel like you've been a little bit. I feel like you got to be a bit more positive. But I appreciate we don't look like we're winning the league. But I don't think we would have won the league even with a new keeper and a centre back and Xavi Simons, I still don't think we win the league. But the argument is, would we be closer to winning the league? And obviously the answer would be yes. But if it's not the right option, if it's not the right fit, and we're not going to win the league anyway, I don't really see why people are getting so angry. Because Liverpool have it nailed on, mate. As long as they don't have serious injuries, you would expect them. You would expect them to win the league and the Champions League.
2 months ago,
you would expect that.
We done a live 2 months ago. You were absolutely fuming about it, brother. You were fuming, saying,
about
how can we get rid of Petrovic? Yeah, how can we get rid of Petrovic?
I was fuming, Kev.
You was fuming. So don't flip now just because Sanchez had a decent...
Hang on a second.
Hang
on a second.
In a couple good games in the World Cup, now all of a sudden, you're like a bit like, nah, bro. It doesn't wash me, bro. He's not good enough.
When did I say that Sanchez is a goalkeeper I'm happy with?
No, but you seem to me like you were a bit more like reserved.
Well, I am more reserved because I'm happy with everything else that we've done, basically. I mean, you could say a centre-back, but I'm not actually that desperate for a centre-back at the moment. I've actually advocated that we don't really need one in order to finish in the Champions League position. And then again, I go back to a title race. Even if we sign all of those players, still not going to win the league, in my opinion, mate. Still not going to do it. That's a testament to how good Liverpool are at the moment, mate. I mean, Wits looks pretty average for 100, and I think he's about 130 million as well, wasn't he? Isak, he's Premier League proven. That is the league nailed on, mate. And you've got Ekitike, you've got Salah, you've got Gakpo,
Liverpool have got it.
Got Gravenberch
as well.
Mate, they are unreal. So a good season for Chelsea, a very successful season for Chelsea, would be finishing second. A very good season for Chelsea in the Premier League. If we finish third, that's what I've predicted. That's what I think we will do. Yeah. And I think that it will probably be between us or probably looks like Arsenal at the moment, if I'm honest. And then Liverpool finishing third. And I would expect us to win a domestic cup and progress in the Champions League. Like, we've seen what we can do in knockout competitions. I don't even have a prediction, but I'm not going to say we won't win it. But I don't know, to be honest with you. So yeah, mate. I mean, I'm not buying this panic. I'm not there. I was there last season, Kev. You know, I was there. But the club shown me enough to see that we are moving forward. And moving forward is better than moving backwards. It's better than standing still. We're not standing still, mate. We're moving in a good direction. I don't think anyone can disagree with that. I mean, I don't see why you're so angry when you see that we're progressing.
Yeah. Clear progression. I'm not angry, just frustrated would be the word.
Frustrated. I mean, we could definitely make bigger strides. I'm with you on that.
It's just because we did the strip feed you. Oh, Menyan, Xavi Simons, just strip feed you these little bits and just tease with it, and you end up getting mid. That's the reason why I get picked up, bro. Yeah. That's the reason. Bro, I'm here thinking Xavi Simons. I'm there. I'm so gassed about it, bro. I'm on holiday. I'm thinking Xavi Simons, and I'm thinking I seen it. He travelled to London and thinking, yes, tomorrow. And then I wake up in the morning, it's over Tottenham, bro. Oh, come on, bro.
It's the hope that kills you, innit?
I'm not being negative. It's just Chelsea, bro. It's just the way it is.
It's just Chelsea.
It's just the hope that kills us, man. That's it, with all these players linked and stuff. I mean, yeah.
Hey, let's get back on track, shall we? Let's get back on track. So, I mean, listen, it's good that we've been able to move Ben Chilwell on. Smash that like button as well, guys, if you haven't already. Whether you're on YouTube or X, on all platforms, it all helps. We appreciate it. And yeah. Okay, let's talk about the goalkeepers. We've spoken about João Felix. We've spoken about Madueke. We'll bring Kepa into it first, and then we'll go Petrovic after. I'll start with you, Domesh, and then Kev, you go after.
Yeah, I mean, the signing of Kepa to Arsenal, I mean, yeah, I think all of us were waiting a long time, to be fair, for Kepa to leave, actually, because he's been on our books since even Roman days. We panic signed him because obviously Courtois ratted us out by by leaving early, by ditching us early for Madrid and stuff, and that's where we could have spent that money on Alisson, but we decided to get Kepa instead, by throwing all our money to Bilbao's hands with that deal, which obviously didn't pay off for us at all. The amount of mistakes that he made, the amount of long shots we conceded, the errors, even lockdown and stuff, had a bit of redemption, but even then, it still wasn't convincing. So for me, my stance on Kepa was just get rid of him regardless of what it takes. I don't care if we make a loss on him. Just get rid of him at this point, because we signed him in 2017, I believe it was, wasn't it? So yeah, now we finally sold him 8 years later as well. So
sold him for 5 mil.
5 mil. And at that point, I'm just like, forget it. Just cut your losses on it, basically. But
it wasn't even they ain't made a loss because it was under Abramovich anyway. So it's not like they've gained £5 million basically.
Basically, yeah, the new owners. But look at perspective of the transfer itself. I mean, we've lost 66 million on that sold transfer itself, but we've obviously made that back up anyway through the Club World Cup qualification, the winnings, and all the transfers that we've done, and the ownership takeover and stuff. So I mean, the Kepa had a good season at Bournemouth, didn't he, as well? So I was never one of those people that was like, oh yeah, Kepa's had a good season, now let's bring him back.
No way.
Hopefully he can challenge, but nah, he's just not here as a goalkeeper, and there's a reason why he's not going to challenge Raya for number 1 at Arsenal.
Kepa should have been sold about 5 years ago.
Yeah,
his last game should have been City in the League Cup final at Wembley when he refused to come off. That should have been his last game.
I was there, mate.
No one is bigger than the club. No one is bigger than the manager. No one embarrasses the club. If your manager says come off, you get off the pitch. So that's when we should have been like, you know what, see you later. But we ended up keeping him, loaning him out, bringing him back, and 5 years down the line, we've just managed to get £5 million. But mate, he's awful keeper. He's got arms that big. When he dives, it's like he can't get to the ball.
Proper dumb hands.
He's an awful keeper. He had a decent season last year. That's probably the reason why Arsenal came in for him. If he had a poor season last year, I don't think we would have got rid of him. It's that deep. So thank God for the Bournemouth transfer, and he's good. He's good loan deal there last year. But there's no good or bad about it. He just needed to go. So there's no point in talking about that one. Just that's it. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, good to get rid of Kepa.
Thank you, boy.
On the same page there. Petrovic, £11 million profit, 25 million total. I was fuming when I found out about this deal. This deal made me more angry than the Manyan deal, because I thought the reason that we weren't signing Manyan was because, well, we've got Petrovic, don't worry about it. And then you sold him as well, and I thought this club is not serious. Since then, I've calmed down a bit because there's been a lot of other positive news that's come out, and I would outweigh the negatives with the positive. I would say the positives outweigh the negatives. But I mean, in terms of that deal specifically, I think it's I still don't think it's great business, to be honest with you. I still don't think it's great, but I think that you could have sold Petrovic for more. I think you probably got 35 million for him. So that's my stance on it. I mean, Dharmesh, I don't know what you thought about him, but I was so excited to see Petrovic play for us this season. And I don't really change my stance. I still would have loved to have seen him. He's one of my favourite goalkeepers.
Yeah, I mean, the season that he had on the Strasbourg and the glimpses that he had for us under Pochettino, I mean, most memorable game for me with Petrovic was the Newcastle shootout during the Carabao Cup, when that was one of his first starts. He basically saved 2 or 3 Newcastle penalties at the Bridge a couple of seasons ago, and that's when you're like, yeah, Petrovic is actually a serious keeper. Like, he looks good. He's rarely made mistakes, to be fair. Maybe 1 or 2, that's about it. But you can sort of get away with that when you build up credit. So yeah, I'm disappointed in this deal, to be fair, just because of the expectation of having him back for this season and stuff. We weren't going to see much of Sanchez, because I think at that point we were just begging Petrovic to start games. But yeah, it is what it is. We've made we haven't done well with this transfer, I'll be honest with you. That's probably one that I'm a bit negative about. I would have liked to see him play, and I think maybe we wouldn't have doubt as Chelsea fans as whether we're title contenders if we had Petrovic in goal for us. And definitely deserved another shot with us.
Yeah. Kev, go on, mate. You've got your orange juice or whatever that is. What is that, Kev? What's that, mate?
Petrovic.
No, I'm asking about your drink.
Just some not squash, it's some like juice, tropical juice.
Tropical juice.
But yeah.
Yeah, Petrovic, mate. What's your take on that one, Kev?
Should have kept him. I thought that at least one more season. Maybe loaned out Jorgensen, kept Petrovic, and I think Petrovic is clear as your number one. I think if Petrovic has another good season, you make more than the £11 million profit that we've got this year. I feel like if he has a good season, you're looking at £30-40 million the season after. So a bit too quick to pull the trigger and getting him gone, but it is what it is. What can we do? Just hopefully, for our sakes, he doesn't have a really good season at Bournemouth, and he ends up at a top team next year. And that's what I actually feel that would happen. I feel like Petrovic has a really good season at Bournemouth, and maybe next season he's going to a top team for a lot more money. Yeah, for a lot more money.
Like Man United or something, because they obviously lost that Martinez. Yeah. They obviously kind of signed a goalkeeper, but whether that goalkeeper will be good for them or not, like, yeah, I can see him. I can see that happening.
Top team. And we're going to be sitting there thinking, we had this keeper. Why did we just be patient with him? Give him the opportunity. I don't know. I'm not happy with the sale of that one, unfortunately. I feel like we've pulled the sugar too quickly on it.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this deal, but I understand why he wanted to go. Chelsea didn't give him any guarantees, and he deserved a guarantee. So for me, that wasn't great, but profitable nonetheless. With still not enough profit for me. Okay, we'll go a little bit quicker for the last few. Dewsbury Hall to Everton, basically got our money back, but I mean we actually lost a little bit, $5 million.
By the way, he scored a brilliant goal the weekend. Have you seen it?
Yes, he's playing very well for them, and they look like a very well sort of intertwined team. I just put Beto in my fantasy as well, mate. If Grealish is feeding him every week, then I think we're gonna have a cracking time.
Yeah, no. I just see him doing really well at Everton because he's the main man now, isn't he? I thought he was always the squad player at Everton. He will start every single game. And I have to repeat, at Leicester, he was a brilliant. I don't know what happened. He came to us and he just didn't really match that Leicester standard. But I want, out of all the players we've got rid of in the summer, I want this player to do well. Because when he came on for us last season, his attitude is what you expect. You know, he didn't moan once, just come on and got on with it. So, I want him to do well at Everton, and that's because he had a brilliant attitude at us last year. But from a sales perspective, yeah, we've got exactly what we brought for him. So, good business.
No, I'm
good business.
I think it's a fair deal for everyone. Dharmesh?
Yeah, I agree as well. I think it was kind of obvious that he was going to go, but I'm looking at this Buonanotte deal now. Is that I would have maybe rather kept Dewsbury Hall, to be honest with you, over getting Buonanotte maybe. But on the grand scheme of things, like getting him in, I mean, getting rid of Dewsbury Hall, I think the writing was on the wall for him, too, fair, that he was going to leave us.
He wanted to, didn't he? That's the thing. He wanted to go.
Yeah, he wanted to leave, and you can't argue with someone that wants to leave, to be fair. So yeah, best of luck to him. I think he'll do well for Everton, where the environment of the different environment and the less pressure, I guess, will suit him quite well. So yeah, all the best to him.
I think we'll put the Chukwu and Broha deal together in a second, but before we go through that, we've got Vega and Chukwuemeka. I mean, Vega, great profit. I mean, we basically doubled our money, but it's the sell on which is really, really attractive with this deal. If I'm not wrong, is it 40% sell on clause or is it a 30% sell on clause? It's a very, very high sell on clause for Renato Vega, which is why that they only paid 24 million for him, which is much less than Atletico were going to offer. I think they were going to offer at least sort of an extra 9 million or something like that. But because of the sell on clause, which is almost certainly going to come into effect at some point in his career. He's still a young player, Vega. That means that, with a sort of 50 million sale, which is pretty profitable for Vega, I wouldn't put it past Vega as well to get to that value. Then, Chelsea could be banking sort of another 10, 15 million on top of that fee. And I think it's a pretty good deal. There's high risk because he might never get sold, but there's high reward if it does happen. Let's start with you, Damesh.
Yeah, with this Renato Vega deal, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, profit-wise, yeah, we've made an absolute living off this guy, really. But as soon as Levi Colwill got injured, I was kind of like, this is the perfect opportunity for him to sort of be wanting to stay and grasp that left centre back role, because that would have been ideal for him. That's the role that he wanted, and the role was there for him to take it if he just wanted to stay with us. But unfortunately not. I mean, similar to usual, where if he wants to go, we don't want a player that doesn't want to be here. So yeah, I mean, we saw flashes in the Conference League of how good he was and how good he can be. It still bugs me that he didn't want to stay with us and fight for that left centre back spot, because it's opened up for him now perfectly now with Badiashile injured, Cole injured. We might have seen Renato Vega in the starting 11 for us in some games, and that would have been interesting to see how he dealt with or does that left centre back where he runs play. And he's got that build for a centre back as well. So yeah, he's still very young as well. I'm sure that selling clause will come eventually. I think the Italian league will suit him quite well as well. They're obviously known for solid defenders. So yeah, eventually he'll probably get sold there. But yeah, overall a little bit disappointed and gutted at him himself, his attitude. But at the same time, yeah, money wise, yeah, you can't really fault it.
What about you, Kev?
Maybe in that he's played a couple of games for Villarreal and done really good so far. Wasn't expecting anything less. I feel like from what I've seen of him in the blue shirt last year, I liked him. I liked his enthusiasm. I liked, when he put a tackle in. I like when he starts geeing himself up and all. I like all that. I really do. But obviously, if your manager wants you to play left back, you roll your sleeves up and you do the best you can for the team. And he wasn't willing to do it, so we got rid of him in January. I think we got £8 million in January, didn't we? Loan fee.
Yes. Yeah. No.
So what? Yeah.
No, I think it was about six or seven. Still very good though. Still very good.
So when you put the 7 plus the 6 or 7 plus the 24, that's 31 million plus the 40% release clause, which could be potentially another whatever on top. So you're looking at probably over £40 million, and you already signed the player for 12. So that's 38 million pound. Sorry, 28 million pound profit. So this is what they're about, isn't they? The profit. So they've got the profit. They're happy.
They like the profit.
They like the profit. So this signing has done exactly what it was meant to do. A profit. Most of the signings we make at the moment, I believe, that have a profit. And this is what they're doing. So unfortunately, it never worked out, but all the best to him. And I'm happy that we found a move which suits him.
I was always a big fan of Chukwuemeka. I genuinely think he could have made it at Chelsea. He would have been a key player for us under Poch. He was a key player for us until he got injured. And then, yeah, obviously it was quite a bad injury. Struggled to get back inside under Maresca. Palmer's obviously a clear number 10. Not really a spot for him in midfield either, because he is a player who needs to be higher up the pitch. He's not a winger. So I just think, bad timing, wrong place, wrong time. And ultimately, I have nothing but good things to say about Chukwuemeka, but it was never going to work out for him at Chelsea. And we've agreed a deal with Dortmund where there's another sell-on clause. I think it's about 20% or something like that, 20 or 30%. Not quite as good as the Vega sell-on clause, but it's allowed us to make a little bit of profit on that deal. We obviously had the loan fee as well, so it works out more profitable than just 1 million. And yeah, I think it's just a deal that we're glad we could make it happen, and we managed to get every penny we possibly could out of Dortmund, arguably the stingiest club in world football. So I think it's good business in the end. It's fair. It's not the best business in the world, but we just needed to get him out.
Just a pointless signing in the first place. Remember when we made the signing? I knew
it's not a pointless signing, Ken. He could have played. He could have been a very good player for us,
bro. But look at the other player we signed from Villa. What's his name? We signed another player from Villa last year. What was his name?
Kellyman.
Some young. Yeah, like these signings just. What are they're not going to be in the squad.
I think Chukwuemeka struggled through injury as well, didn't he? He had a couple of injuries, didn't he, as well? So
they're not going to win you the league. I just feel like they're just bring him in and send him on, bro. That's all the vibes I'm getting. So pointless signing in the first place, just like the other Kellyman geezer. Pointless signings. We've got the money back for him. That's it. If you ask me if I'm happy with it, there's no point, because why did we bring him in the first place? Same with Ogachukwu. Same thing again with him. Never got the opportunity. I think we've seen him probably about 5 or 6 times in a blue shirt. I think he had a good preseason game last season against Real Madrid. I think he scored, from what I can remember. That's Inter, yeah. And that's the only time I can remember him having an opportunity for Chelsea. Soon as the opportunity comes to make a bit of money on him, he's gone. So I just pointless signings, bro. Pointless. So if you ask me if I'm happy with him, how could I be happy with him? Because is it benefiting Chelsea Football Club? No, it's not. Is it benefiting them? It's benefiting them
as well. Like he wasn't fit in the system as well under Maresca. Because under Pochettino, Poch did rely on Chukwuemeka staying fit, and obviously he had the injury, didn't he? At West Ham away, that game that he scored and stuff and got injured. So a lot was riding on him, to be fair, to be fit under Pochettino. But obviously we're under a different manager now, so. I get what Kev's saying about being a pointless signing now, but back then, obviously, injuries it probably came at the wrong time for him, and the move probably was too early for him as well. But yeah, I think he'll do well in Dortmund. So best of luck to him, really.
Yeah. Let's go with Ogachukwu and Broha. I mean, let's get your take on it, Dharmesh. Obviously, you're not impressed, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, he did get the chance as well, Ogachukwu. I mean, but by the time we signed like Lavia and stuff like that, it was clear to see that Ogachukwu wasn't going to be favoured, and he did all right at Southampton. I watched him in spells; he did okay, but at the same time, he was always going to be made to be sold anyway, and we've made some decent money on him as well. And I guess the same goes with Broja as well. I never thought he'd kite out at Chelsea. Even before the injury and stuff, I never thought that he'd be our starting number 9 like ever. We did have a good notes about Southampton. His work rate was decent at times as well. Unfortunately, he had the injuries as well, which made him worse and worse. I mean, the only memorable thing he did for us was get that assist for the 4th goal against Man City in the 4-4. That's it. That's the only thing that he's really done for us under Pochettino. So yeah, best of luck to them too. Really, that's it. To be honest with you, I mean, we've made some sort of money on both of them as well. So and hopefully the moves to Burnley will prove to be good for either of them to help them stay in the Premier League.
Broha for me is just basically 100% profit on the FFP, because he's a talent we brought through the ranks. So £20 million, whatever it was, just straight profit. And obviously he wasn't going to solid profit. He wasn't. He was never going to be a Chelsea player. Obviously to go further than the list, but with Broha, never going to be a player for us. If we've got £20 million from him, we've had Burnley's pants down, because I don't think he's worth anywhere near that. But yeah, I'm happy with that 100%.
For whatever reason, Burnley do value him at that. So listen, as far as I'm concerned, I hope he does very well. But I mean, that is the main sort of list of players leaving. I mean, there's no point of going through Gilchrist and Bashir Humphreys for 12 million. Actually, that was good. Although they don't seem to know that number on here. That was pure profit as well. I think ultimately it's been a very eventful window, and we're going to do another stream tomorrow about this as well in the evening, going through sort of everything, breaking it down in more detail. But that's the main gist of it, guys. Listen, it's been over 3 hours on this deadline day stream. If you haven't already smashed that like button, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps massively. If you want to support the channel in another way, you can become a member. They've got a few different membership options, but even you just watching helps tremendously. So I really appreciate your time, Kev. Big up to you as well, Dharmesh. you're more than welcome to join me tomorrow if you'd like to. I'll be streaming in the evening. I don't know what time, but
tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow evening. Probably like 10 p.m. or something.
It's going to have to be back to the 10 o'clock from Wednesday. I'm free tomorrow all day, but from Wednesday, 10 o'clock again.
We'll sort something out. And yeah, big up to everyone that's been watching. Really appreciate. If anyone stayed for the whole 3 hours, fair play to you. You have my respect.
Up to you, man.
Yeah, we're going to leave it there. All the best, guys. Up the